You had a month off of that, man.
I know.
How are you doing?
I expect
Well,
5.5 local.
You do. No.
That's what I mean. I think we can get it more than we got.
Call meeting to order. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Lance.
Here.
Matt.
Here.
Ashley. Chad.
Here.
Amy. Here. Oscar.
Here. Public comments. Public comments are limited to 2 minutes per person. Anybody have public comments? One more time there, Angie. Public comments? No. Okay. 5, presentations. A Safe Haven Baby Box Program. Parent duty, field supervisor, paramedic, Baldwin area EMS.
Hello.
Hi, Perrin.
Perfect. So this is the Safe Haven Baby Box. I don't know if people have heard about it or not, but I'm going to kind of go through the PowerPoint. There's at least one video in here that kind of describes it, and then I will have an option for people to ask questions. So we can click to the next one, Mark. Okay. So Monica Kelsey is the founder of the Baby Box. She actually was left when she was a baby on fire doorstep or firehouse doorstep. She's the one that's been kind of spearheading it all the way across. I believe we have 374, as of me checking this morning, boxes across the United States. So if you can click it again, Mark, it should play the video. It's not really set up as the PowerPoint, is it?
Yeah, this is just a PowerPoint that you emailed me.
Yeah, so if you hit it as a slideshow, then it'll actually do the things that I have in there to go to the next video and slide and video, that kind of stuff.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
Yeah, you just kind of have to actually open the PowerPoint
Yeah,
itself.
let me see if I can get your email
Okay.
up here.
While he's doing that, I can give you some information. I do know that in August, we had, or the Safe Haven baby boxes were utilized 4 times. 3 of the times were actually the baby box. The 4th time in the month of August was actually someone coming to the fire station and doing a face-to-face handoff. Unfortunately, in the last 4 weeks, we've also had 4 deceased babies that were not using the Safe Haven laws well, they all have them, but not using the Safe Haven laws that were either found. One was actually found in a dumpster. Yeah, so if you can go into play slideshow. The one found in the dumpster in, I believe it was Oklahoma, was found and it was saved, but 3 other ones were deceased.
Oh, there we go.
And you gotta have sound.
An extremely safe piece of apparatus that we have here because number one, the box locks to the elements on the outside. It stays warm. The box can lock both inside and outside. You don't have to do anything other than walk up to the box, simply open that handle and place the baby inside the box here. It's completely anonymous. You don't have to tell the firefighters that you're here. You can literally drive up to the building at 2 o'clock in the morning and drop off the baby. And within a few minutes, we'll be notified that the baby's in the box.
Still there.
And never have to say a word. It's got the bassinet that's built into it to keep the baby from rolling over and falling out. It's roughly about 3 minutes, between 2 and 3 minutes from the time the baby is placed in the box, the door.
Okay, so this is in slideshow. So if I take it out of slideshow, will that?
You can try out a slideshow now, maybe you can clear it.
So,
We're gonna have to do a trial run before meetings.
yeah,
Otherwise, if needed, I do have it up on mine and we could connect with the cord
okay.
and just run it that way also.
Yeah, if you wanna do it that way, because I can't get that off. It's
Yeah,
not
I
on
don't
my-
know why. It must be something on like one of your first screens.
John,
Did you check your browser settings?
yeah, John, come over here.
Check, guys.
Remote. Oh, remote.
Oh, we need the remote, okay.
I'm moving yours.
Ready. There you go.
Here. Sorry, I shut his computer. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. So we kind of talked about that. We'll see if the video's gonna play from the
It's a
beginning.
resource to our community. It's an extremely safe piece of apparatus that we have here because number one, the box locks to the elements on the outside. It stays warm. The box can lock both inside and outside. You don't have to do anything other than walk up to the box, simply open that handle and place the baby inside the box here. It's completely anonymous. You don't have to tell the firefighters that you're here. You can literally drive up to the building at 2 o'clock in the morning and drop off the baby. And within a few minutes, we'll be notified that the baby's in the box and the parent can leave and never have to say a word to anyone. It's got the bassinet that's built into it to keep the baby from rolling over and falling out. It's roughly about 3 minutes, between 2 and 3 minutes from the time the baby is placed in the box, the door is closed, the magnet lock locks behind it, and then the guys and gals in the fire station are alerted. The firefighters here will care for the baby, make sure that it has everything that it needs until DCS arrives. Then DCS will take charge of the baby from there and take all the necessary steps to make sure that the baby's cared for from there on out. We're very thankful to have this as a resource to someone who may be in crisis and not know what to do with their child. What this is a
Okay, so this is Monica Kelsey. This is what the outside of the box looks like, and that is the inside of the box. That bassinet is literally what the baby is transported in the hospital, right in that box and everything. They all do say the saving babies one box at a time, and in most cases, the bassinets themselves are another option for someone to donate, and they actually will engrave the donator's name and information on it. So the parent comes up, they open the box. When they open the box, an orange bag falls out, and it's actually designed that way. Inside the orange box is resources for the parent. Say they decide to change their mind, or there's information if they choose to fill out like medical history, you know, mom's got diabetes, dad's got this. They can do it anonymously, or they can actually do it where if they choose to later reveal their identity, they can do that also. So this is what we have, or will be going out on our website after tonight. This is kind of the slogan that we came up with working with them. A gift of hope, a gift of life. No baby should ever be left without safety, and no mother should ever feel like she has no other choice. A safe haven, a baby box gives mothers in crisis a secure, loving, and anonymous way to surrender. The simple box can be a difference between the life and the loss. And like I said, we've had 4 safe haven baby boxes. We've had 4 surrenders in August, and there's been a total of 7 safe surrenders in all of summer of 2025. We are working to bring the safe haven baby box to Baldwin. We can't do it without the community's help, so again, this is what would be put on the website. Our goal is to earn $40,000. The initial cost of the box is the $15,500. Additional costs like installation, the alarm system that will go to dispatch and then call us also. And then education for the local hospitals who are working with us. education for law enforcement, education for the EMS, and then the CPS workers and St. Clair County workers of that sort will also be, it's kind of one big calibration or collaboration, that's the word. It's designed to be a location where parents can anonymously and safely do this if they're unable or unwilling to care for that baby. The big one in the news in the last week or so is the, where's she out of? Yes.
The Idaho or the Indianapolis?
The college. Indianapolis, one of the seniors on the college had a baby, and she, it's undetermined how the baby died, but she actually hid the baby in a plastic bag in her closet. So in the news right now, that is the biggest one. If you pull that up, she was just charged. So that's the big news one right now. With it also being safe and anonymous and giving a mother an option other than hiding a baby in a closet, there are certain rules and regulations as far as where they need to be put, and it needs to be located in a place where there are no cameras or ways to identify the person donating. So it is definitely 100% safe. They place the baby inside, and then they are going to close the door. They take that orange envelope hopefully with them. Once they place the baby inside and shut the door, it cannot be opened from the outside. Again, in that orange envelope are information and ways that they can, who to contact if they place the baby in there and shut the door and then immediately have remorse and don't want to do this. It still goes through that process because at that time, that mom still needs help. Like she was almost making this decision, you know, she needs help of all the different kinds. So, so this is how we started. I've actually been following Safe Haven Baby Boxes and Monica Kelsey on TikTok for years. So I've known about it for a while. So we actually reached out, Dan Orr in Hammond actually had a training for people. I think he did open to his officers and EMS, and I think that was the main group, where actually the lady from the state of Wisconsin came out and to talk about Wisconsin does have a safe haven law. And with the safe haven law, that person can walk up to any law enforcement, any EMS personnel, or any hospital staff of any kind, even if it's the person cleaning in there out, you know, bringing a garbage bag out to the dumpster. They can safely do that. So when he sent that one out, then him and I kind of were talking. This is right from their site. So we have, we've kind of done this part as far as we've talked to law enforcement, we've talked to our hospital. I know a lot of you guys have already heard about it, even though it wasn't like officially formal type things. And then the next place is to, the next step in this is to actually raise the initial fee of the $15,000. It has gone up. When I put this one together, it was $15,000. It is $15,500. One of the things that they asked us to do was to go ahead and reach out to the Knights of Columbus. In doing so, we have had the Knights of Columbus, the Hammond chapter, has stepped forward. They would offer to spearhead this, and they have actually contacted the Safe Haven Baby Box. That initial cost will be completely covered by the Knights of Columbus chapter out of Hammond initially, and then they've outsourced to others. So as of right now, today, we have their funding enough to go ahead and start the process of having the baby box built. While it's being built, it takes about 4 weeks. During that time, then we would fundraise to continue fundraising to get more information for all of the other costs of it, which is to have it installed in the building. It has to be a licensed contractor. Our hope, our best case scenario is that we could find someone local that would be willing to donate their services to install it, and hopefully that will not accrue cost to the service or to the village. Once it's delivered, there is a delivery fee of $500, or if somebody in our area wanted to volunteer to go pick it up, that would be another option. Once it's delivered, then the licensed contractor would install it, and then they will actually do a blessing, which will include all of you guys out with Monica Kelsey and her team. It's very publicized, very televised, all of those type of things. So that would be, you guys would be the face of it, along with Tom, myself, and John, and any law enforcement that wanted to be involved. once it's all set up, then we will start testing with dispatch, and you kind of go through that whole process. One of the other things is our location and our phone numbers will be added to the mother's crisis line, and that is nationwide. So they will end up, part of our funding will cover a billboard in our area. Sorry for that. I would assume it would be more like towards freeway area. So we would be included in the national information also. So we have been given our own QR code from Safe Haven Baby Box. This is the scan. This will be out on flyers. After tonight, hopefully it'll be going on the website. If you scan this, this is what you're going to see first. That actual logo comes up. The scan itself goes directly to Baldwin's site for fundraising. So if you go to the Safe Haven Baby Boxes, you can donate, but it's just to a general fund. So the QR code is definitely important because it brings it right to fundraising. So we could have people all over the US say, hey, it's so cool that they're doing that, I'd like to donate, and they would use this scan. There is a QR code too that will be put out. I think most people are going to be more familiar with the scan part of it. So once you scan it and open it up, then both of these images come up. It actually shows Wisconsin. This is the map that they put on there. I wish it was just a little this way, but it works. And then again, the Knights of Columbus have covered, or will be covering for us the initial cost of the baby box to start being built. Safe Haven, for the Safe Haven law in Wisconsin, like I said, under Wisconsin law, a parent can leave their unharmed newborn child up to 72 hours. That was changed by Governor Evers 2 years ago. He expanded further than we initially were, a 24-hour period. Now we're 72. Any police, 911 emergency medical staff, any hospital staff, without any fear or consequence. They literally can just do that. So what the baby boxes are doing is they are literally working in junction with laws we've already had on our books in Wisconsin for years and years and years. It is just giving that one more option, especially in our rural setting in a smaller town where chances are you know 50% of the people at the hospital. You might know personally one of our law enforcement officers, you know. So this just gives them that opportunity to be able to do it without people knowing who you are and what's going on. There is the scan there. That is from the state of Wisconsin's website. That actually you can click right on that, and then that shows you where the laws are, and we are officially in them and have been in them for a long time. If you go to the Safe Haven Baby Box, their actual website, which is just this logo, once you open up, it'll actually click on locations. So this was kind of interesting to me. As of this morning, there's 373 Safe Haven Baby Boxes all over the United States, okay? In Wisconsin, we would be number 8, I believe. But if you happen to look at this map, which is, you can zoom in on the map, you can zoom out, it's kind of interactive. Howard, Wisconsin is considered the most northwestern baby box in all of Wisconsin. We would officially be titled the most east. Flip it, yeah, flip it. I'm looking at both screens. But also, if you look, there is not one baby box in Minnesota. There is not any in South Dakota, North Dakota. Once you get down into Nebraska, the lower part of Nebraska obviously has some. So we have this whole, we're kind of in the center of this whole untapped area of not having that. So when we were discussing this, we were talking about, do we think that we would have people from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and that area actually utilize this? And the answer is absolutely 100%. Especially with us being just off the freeway, and our name and information will be added to the crisis line, so when they call in, they will literally say, there is a box in Baldwin, Wisconsin. So all of the ones in Wisconsin have happened in the last year and a half. The very first one in Wisconsin was Reesburg in June of 2024. Racine followed in December of 2024. Howard Fire was January of 2025. And then Whitewater was June of 25. Watertown was July of 25, and Salem Lake was July of 2025. These are all either they've gotten to the point where they actually have done a blessing or they are fully open, but that's kind of where the process is. So again, we would be right in there, or kind of at the top. This would be a flyer that I think one of the guys, Josh, helped me actually design, that has our initial logo thing, our box, and then the actual scan code. So these would be things that we could put out to the community or put out around the community for some of this fundraising. And then in all of this and kind of coming up with being able to even consider doing this, we had worked with Jolene at Western Wisconsin Health. She is on board with the ER nurses and her team as far as them being involved in the step-by-step process and all the education and things like that. The Baldwin Police Department, Kevin has been on board since we first brought it up months ago. Hammond PD, obviously Officer Orr is 100% on board. Like I said, when he sent me the email about him doing the Safe Haven Law training, it's like we're on the same page, but we're like on opposite sides. So we have talked to Woodville PD, who will also be in conjuncture. Dispatch will be involved, and St. Clair County Sheriffs will also be involved. Child and Protection Services, I have reached out to them. I haven't got a whole lot back with them, but they obviously, that would be the next step, and it may not be so much as us contacting them, but that is something that the hospital will automatically contact. So you never know when a mom's going to need this resource. Every surrender has been a blessing this summer, but we've also in the news in the last 3 weeks have had some pretty sad tragedies also, which is all the more reason that I believe in our area is definitely something that is needed. The last little bit before I open up to questions is in the process of placing a baby in baby box. The box itself actually contacts 911. It actually contacts dispatch, and then there is a call system. So as they're getting ready to page out fire and EMS and whoever we have set up in that list, there are certain people that will get phone calls. Right now we kind of have it as John and I being the two supervisors and Tom. We've included Kevin as pre-planning as being on that list, Dan, and then the chief of Woodville also, so that if EMS is out on a crash and all our trucks are out, as soon as we know a baby is placed, we have someone else from the area coming for that. So, and there's a lot of safety nets and things like that, but that's why I wanted to include everyone that we're working with or talking with, so any questions? Okay. Come disconnect this one even, and I'll give it back to you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. I'm gonna skip number 6, and we'll go right to 7A. Review and approve Safe Haven baby box installation, Baldwin Mass Building.
You might need to read that part.
We just need a motion to approve.
Motion approved.
Installation.
Second.
Motion second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? There you go.
Thank you
I knew
very
that
much.
was gonna be easy.
Thank you very much.
We'll jump back to 6 now, consent agenda, A through F. Anybody want anything pulled? Matt, are you lonely down there? Yeah. Just was curious about you.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion in 2 seconds. Whatever one you want, Jody. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Regular agenda 7B, review and approve Windmill Days Committee funding request. No. Let's go to C.
Rude.
I'm just so excited when you come up to the
Are
podium.
you not?
I
It just makes your whole day.
I know.
I know, you're so lucky. Well, first off, I want to say Windmill Days was a great success this summer. We saw a bigger showing for our families on family night, plenty of free activities for the kids to do, a great parade, and of course, amazing fireworks. So, and none of this would be possible without all of you, so we wanted to say thank you. We came in 4th in the Senex Hometown Throwdown. We're grateful to everyone for their support and the support of the community. And while we didn't win the grand prize, we will take what we have and continue to look for ways to raise funds to support our community. Currently, we're gonna bank those funds, gain some interest, and then put it towards things that we are working towards, and a rainy day fund, just in case we have a really bad year, we can make sure that we continue, which we have not had, so. We've already begun planning for our next celebration. Our title is Celebrating June Dairy Days, Till the Cows Come Home, which brings us to asking for funds. So I'm gonna let Jody chime in, because she's our treasurer and she knows more about the ask from the village side.
It's almost like it's insider trading.
Not really. She's just smarter than me.
We're here to ask for our traditional ask from the tourism budget of $13,000, which helps us fund last year a lot of the activities that were free for the local children. That's something that's very important to all of us on the community, to have those things available, be it family night and throughout the rest of the weekend. Secondly, and this is a little different, we're asking for money to be budgeted through the sale of permanent books, fireworks permanent books, for a $10,000 lump sum to pay for those fireworks. It's very hard to get the money in to pay for those. We've had two very successful, and they keep outshining themselves each year. I feel like we're one of the best shows around in this area. From the graph that you got, you see that with the help of Chief Moore and myself, we're tracking this very well, and those funds should be continually coming in now. The last few years was a little off due to many things going on, but we're working hand in hand with both Fireworks City and Playhouse City out there. You should see at least that maintained level going through that, so we're asking for that amount. And you can see from last year we went down close to what we should have been running in. Now, this year we have the 25, I believe it was, and or 28.5, and we're asking for 10 of that. So we do about 13.5 in that budget. So it's not something, you don't have to act on this tonight if you don't want to, but it's something we wanted to put out there to have to think about when it comes to budget time. And we can come back and officially ask for this at a later date if you'd like, but we're just wanting to make you aware of those things now when it comes to the budget season.
Because I know you want to see me again, Mike.
I see you all over the place.
Do you have any questions about the permit books or anything like that?
Well, I do have a question. What do we do with money prior to that? Did it just go into the general fund? Why was it?
Licensing, things like that. It's not necessarily separate from anything.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Good one, throw out the budget committee.
If you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. It's probably not a bad idea.
Christine would be mad if we didn't. You know Christine would be mad if we didn't.
Christine's not here to make that decision, though, but no, it'd probably be not a bad thing. Kim, do you like going to budget meetings?
I do, because.
You do!
I'm a numbers girl, but I'm just saying, that's where you see the big picture.
No, I'm okay with,
That's next.
look, it's next, we have a budget meeting next month anyway, and you guys are coming in early enough. It's not May
Right.
of 26.
I'll come
We're
every
gonna
month
do
for you.
this in 3 weeks, so, yeah, I'm good with it. Tabling this till the budget committee sees it.
And that money should be coming in about early May, early May, for the price of these books, because they'll have to resource those and restock what they have, and they usually start that in May to the 1st of June. So we won't be needing that check until about that time.
I think we should table it all too, because obviously we can look at our tourism money. I know that April or March of last year, I said, Kim, when did you start again? April? March?
March, and I trained for a month.
We trained for a month with Steve.
No, I started February.
February?
Steve retired in March.
I remember we sitting down with you and Steve and I to see what our tourism monies were coming in, and yeah, if we're giving up 13,000, we need to see what that budget to, what's in there, what we're collecting, who's not paying. I know there's some of that. So let's table it all to budget.
Is it normal that there's a $4,000 difference between the two retailers?
Fireworks City is definitely gonna always probably be your highest one.
Okay.
They are the
Just
ones
because
who've
they're
been
there.
there the long haul. Pyro has gone, it was Victory and then it was Fireworks Outlet.
Right.
And they don't seem to have the retail sales that what Fireworks
Little less
City does.
consistent, okay.
And they don't spend the marketing as Fireworks City.
Who's Stars and Stripes?
That was probably the old pop-up.
Just a
Probably.
tent on the property of some
Looks like there was a
butcher
number in
somewhere.
front,
Yeah.
Is that the one that used to be at the marathon, the old Freedom?
Oh, yeah, you're right, that could have been, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, let's table this till, when's budget, before next meeting or is it after next month?
Well, the budget committee will meet before the next.
Okay, so we'll put that on, write a note,
Put it on the budget committee.
I want you to write notes,
Yes,
don't forget stuff. So
I'll
yeah,
make sure it's-
Matt, you good with that?
Yeah.
Putting it on the
Yeah.
budget?
Yeah.
Gotta
So
put it
when
on
do you
all
usually,
night.
when do you usually come and ask for,
January, around there.
February, March.
so
Yeah,
after,
and
so
then
after
first,
our
second
budget?
quarter.
Mr. John Zuckerberg, and you come in at like May.
That's not the ship we run.
I understand that.
All right, I'll see you again then, thank you.
That's why we did this, so we can see you again. I know.
It is a good time to get it in.
That's what they're doing, just make you aware and what we're gonna use. Thank you.
You're welcome. 7C, review and approve Main Street closure, 6th Avenue to the high school, 1 PM to 1:30 PM, Friday, September 26th, 2025, for the BW High School homecoming.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion approved. We got a second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Is that for Adam?
No,
No.
it's January.
That's
That's
Jeremy.
the homecoming parade,
Yeah.
is the one that you said.
Here's
Wow, you gotta put names down here, because I would've said no to that. Next time, put principal Doc on. Tell my subject.
there's that.
7D, review and approves 14th Street closure, Highway J and Maple Street, 4 PM to 10 PM, Saturday, September 13th, 2025, for the BW High School band event. Adam Bassett.
There you go. We're doing it's our 12th annual marching band invitational. This year we have 11 performing groups from Minnesota, Wisconsin. Stuff as far as Hutchinson, Minnesota to Merrill, Wisconsin. So we got a lot of groups here again this year. The St. Croix Central and Baldwin Middle School bands are doing the national anthem at the beginning, so we can combine and put those students together. Always a fun night. There we'll have probably about 750 to 800 students that are there, plus all the chaperones and parents that are working and staff members and everything. So it'll be about 1,000 people that are in the area with trucks and buses and everything they need to get their equipment there. And so we're just asking to shut down 14th Street from GA to Maple, and then Oak Street from 14th to the parking lot entrance at Gethsemane, so that way people can transition between the parking lots and stuff to for the performances and back and stuff safely.
Adam, is the same route as every year?
Yep, exactly. We've done it before. We've got parents that are there that run the parking, and so there are letters and comp tickets that we gave out to all the houses that would be affected by that. So those have gone out, and in the letter it says that, if they need to get in and out of the driveway, they just need to let one of our parents know, and they can make sure that they can safely get in and out and have access to their homes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Kevin, you're all good with this, I'm assuming?
Yes, I am.
Too bad it's the 12th annual. Can't stop
Yeah.
it.
What's happening?
And what'd you do if I said no?
We still would approve it. I like you, but I just wanted to hear.
You just would have ignored it and went out.
Got a motion second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
You bet. Have a great night. E, update on police department building renovations. Wool. We have a wool?
Nope,
Because,
current status report, the project was awarded to Berghammer on July 8th. Subcontractor list has been submitted, including Bertha. The required variance is approved July 21st. pre-construction kickoff meeting was held on September 4th. Berghammer will most likely be starting on the outside next week, the week of the 15th, so that's about it.
Yeah. That's what we heard in the planning commission, everything's rolling good.
Yep.
F. Let me look at some stuff here quick. All right, 7F. Bond sale for PD building and 9th Street project, Sean Lance by Ayers and Associates. Hey, Bugs.
How you doing?
Love seeing you.
I don't hear that enough.
I understand I spent a lot of money, but you make it, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of resolutions. Should I just do that reimburse one first, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. So for those of you who've been on the board for a while, when I've done some presentations for you about borrowing money, there's a whole host of rules that the federal government has about the U.S. Treasury, the IRS. One of them is has to do with reimbursing funds that you spend, and then you borrow money later and pay yourself back. And the village has had I'll call it a resolution dealing with that in the past, but in working with Mark and Kim, we noticed that the resolution talks about positions that can take on the responsibility of following those rules, but it also talked about individuals personally. So this person as the administrator, this person as the clerk. And so because of that, from here going forward, we want to reapprove the reimbursement resolution with the just stating positions. So the administrator, the finance director, the clerk can fill out whenever the village spends money from, say, your savings account that you intend to reimburse with a borrowing later. You fill out what's called a declaration of intent, and staff would do that. And then when it comes time to do the borrowing, you'd have those declarations of intent, and we follow all the IRS rules. So the village has had this in the past, but it was set up in a way that was real specific to individuals rather than positions that the village has. And I think doing it this way into the future will just be a better route to do it. So that we would recommend that the council approve the updated resolution, and again, that gives the finance director, the administrator, and the clerk, I think is we're going to do all three positions, Mark, and then the ability to fill out those declarations of intent. Doesn't mean they can go borrow money, just they do the paperwork, and then if the board decides to borrow money, they follow it. You followed all the rules to be able to do that.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2025-08.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Aaron?
Yes.
Ford absent. Negative?
Yes.
Schiffman absent. Worthing?
Yes.
Jurgens?
Yes.
Benson?
Yes.
Okay. Now, second item today is the bond sale that we're doing for the projects. Did you have, Mark, the whole handout or that we emailed over, or just the?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Yep, there we go. All right, if you could scroll down a couple of pages, I'll tell you when to stop. One more, and perfect, right here. So as we've been working with the board, really the last probably 6 months, I would think, Kim, on some varying things, all leading up to the financing today. The financing, remember, for 25 and 26 street projects, for the remodeling that you were just talking about on the previous agenda item, water meters, sludge, I forget the exact name of that piece of thickener. Thank you. And then also a small refinancing of some existing debt that you did in 24 that has higher interest rates than what the market we're seeing. So putting all that together, we were going to go out for bids today for the sale of the debt. But prior to doing that, one step that Mark, my coworker Peter, and Kim and I did on behalf of the village is we had a conference call with Standard & Poor's, who has previously provided a bond rating for the village. Remember, we go through the process of getting a bond rating in an attempt to try to get the lowest cost. The better the rating, the lower the interest expense on the debt. I'm happy to report is after a good discussion with them, they asked us a bunch of questions about what's going on in the village, financial and otherwise. They assigned and have maintained the A+ rating. And I think the board knows over the last couple of years, we got a little up and down. They kind of said, hey, you're on the watch list a little bit and some other things. But I think I took this year's call as very stable, very positive, and so we're happy to maintain that A+ rating going forward. Yep. Okay, so Mark, if we can go forward a couple of pages. I would encourage board members, when you have a chance, read through that, just so you get a sense of what they're looking at about the village to determine that rating. All right, one more page. Perfect. Here we go. So at 10:30 this morning, we put out for bid the sale of the general obligation promissory notes. We ended up getting 3 bids. The bid that you see on the screen right now for the 20-year, $5.8 million bond issue is a true interest rate of 3.81%. And Mark, if you scroll down, the other 2 bids, we don't usually see them quite this close. Yeah, there we go. It was 3.82 and 3.83. So really extremely close. I think it's a good indicator that there's a number of firms out there that view the village as a very strong credit and a very good place to be able to lend money and feel comfortable you're going to get paid back. So it's good to see. The other thing I would mention on the sale, we did a sale yesterday for the city of Cumberland, and they are, you guys are at A+ rating. They sell their debt on a non-rated basis. Their interest rates were a little bit over 4%. So that gives you a sense as to the difference when you're non-rated versus rated, and some of the difference in a little bit lower interest rate that comes out of it. Because their sale went very well too, very good interest rate that they got. But just to give you a sense as to the little bit of the difference there. Okay, if we can scroll then to the next chart. Perfect. Couple things with the bid. We had projected that the size of the issue was going to be about $5.8 million. But with the bid, they gave us what is called a premium bid. They've some of the recent sales we've done, we've seen this before. So they're paying us more funds up front than we're asking for. So what do we do with those funds? In this case, primarily we took the extra money that they're providing up front in their bid. We used it to pay off that issue that we had outstanding. By taking that extra money, paying the issue off, we then issue less bonds to be able to achieve that. And so that ultimately leads us to be able to reduce the issue down to $5,680,000 because of that premium coming in. Now what you see here is with the winning bid and the interest rates and the price that they provided would be the fixed repayment schedule over the next 20 years for this issue. The interest rate, should the board approve the bid from Bernardi Securities, Northland Securities, sorry about that. The interest rates would be fixed, and only action of the board in the future can change that. The first 8 years of 20, we're not allowed to prepay, and we can't refinance the issue. But starting in year 8 and any time thereafter, at the board's option, if lower interest rates were available, you could refinance and lock into lower payments in the future. Or if you had a stockpiling of cash and you wanted to use it to pay the debt off, that would be at your option starting in year 8. But if interest rates go up and we get out to year 8, you can continue to pay on this schedule. You'd be locked in for the full term. On the right side of the page are the different funding sources. So you'll see there's what we call the streets levy portion. That's paid back by the debt levy every year. The streets sewer and sludge thickener, that's from the sewer utility. Expenses in their budget each year will be to pay this debt back. The refunding is, as you can see, a couple years there in the green color. That's paid back by the levy. And then on the also on the next slide, or sorry, the next over is the water utility in the lighter blue. That's for the water utility portion of the street projects that you're doing in 25 and 26. But the bigger share of that is the meters that you're doing and the ongoing replacement of the meters. And then finally, the police building remodeling is in there as well, and that's a combination being paid back both from the levy and from the lease payment that you've got with the DNR for that. The interest rate then, you can see that 3.8, and again, as I talked about, that would be locked in. So if we scroll to the next page, the other one I wanted to update, because we showed this for the board previously, the dark orange bars are the existing debt that the board has done in the past, so that's existing debt. The lighter orange on top is the impact of this new issue, if it's approved this evening. And happy to say with the lower interest rate, we had projected rates in the mid to high 4% for our planning purposes, coming in at the 3.8. We're seeing a lower increase in the total levy, and again, that'll translate into a lower total debt expense in the budget, hopefully less impact overall on taxpayers as well, from what we had talked about in the pre-sale report. So that was really good to see, and again, it's a function of maintaining that really good rating and getting a really good bid today with that lower total interest rates, reduces those total costs. So what would be needed this evening is the village's bond attorney updated the sale resolution. So I think board members probably had that in their packet. It was a preliminary amount at the 5.8. They've updated, yeah, here's the original one that you received. All of the blanks have now been filled in based on that winning bid from Northland Securities. And what would be needed to approve the resolution and accept that winning bid would be approval of this resolution by the board this evening. But before taking that action, if there's any questions or anything else to add, either from Kim or Mark too, we could certainly do that now, Lance, before taking the vote.
Any questions?
Do we get the lease figured out?
No. Shannon is going around her own. There's a few things that, I don't know, did you see those? There was something that she was wanting to see about. What was that?
Well, she talked about going through 700 pages of plans, or 400 pages of plans. I don't know specifically what, she was sent a letter.
She was worried about their
sign.
furniture fitting in the new.
Yeah, and she's
holding it up, so
hasn't signed
it'll be a matter of time.
Just keep it to 26,000.
That's what they keep paying us.
They're still paying it, so. Yeah, it'll come quickly here. I mean, we're gonna start breaking ground.
But it keeps the state.
I mean, is their space changing much?
Oh, no, we're not updating it.
Right, so why would their furniture not fit?
Well, they're going from the whole building to half the building.
Right.
So when that.
They're not getting half the building, they're getting 2/3 of the building, and then we're adding another
Yeah.
2,000 square foot mark. This is all recorded here, they're gonna pay the same.
Yep, that's the goal. Because they're getting new facilities, everything.
So, any questions about, for Sean? No, this looked good, I was reading through this from S&P Global or whatever,
Yep,
Standards and Poor's or whatever.
it's a good report. Yep, it was good to see. that.
Great budgeting practices of the Village of Baldwin. Good job, Budget Committee. Like that, so. Anything else? No motion.
Motion to approve resolution 2025-10.
Second.
Motion second, questions, comments? Roll call.
Lance?
Yes.
Matt?
Yes.
Chad?
Yes.
Amy? Yes.
Yes.
Thanks, Sean.
Great, yeah, we'll work with Kim and Mark on the closing, and the last step will, some of the money will be put away for 26 for the street project, so we work with the village on getting that invested and ready to go for next year, so.
Sounds good, I heard
Okay.
Kim's got you on speed dial.
She keeps us on our toes, definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
so
Sorry,
glad
do we
to have
need to
these
do
guys to
number
work
one?
with.
Yeah,
Where?
Thank you.
lots of good questions.
Did
Yeah.
we do?
yeah, that was the first resolution,
Yeah.
was 2025-08.
The
We
only
skipped
question I
9 because
had,
9 is actually a library one coming up.
Oh, I was like, what happened to number 9?
Oh, I looked right here and it's a library thing coming up here, real quick. All right, G, review and approve change order 2 9th Street project. Thanks.
What are you gonna do in October when you don't see us?
On vacation.
Howdy. Just wanted to go over the summary for that quick. Change order 2 was for setting a unit price for 7-inch asphalt out on 63. Little background on that, those item sanitary and storm was added to that plan set later on after the CDBG award, and it was overlooked to add the 7-inch asphalt pavement section into that bid item, so it was assumed at the 3-inch item. It was an item that should have been on there originally. We reviewed multiple different previous bids to compare to, and it seemed that their unit price was on. So the total of $21,245.80 is for Maple and Oak and 63 intersections. And then the Maple portion has been paved already, and that's the $14,872 that's included in pay request 3 right now. So item that should have been in there in the first place wasn't in the CDBG and original estimates because it wasn't planned to go out there originally.
Whose oversight was that?
We assumed 3-inch going forward when we added that within the last 6 months before bid. And it just was an item that we should have, when I look back on examples like Maple, Main Street back in 2013, they have a DOT patch bid item. So.
Maple 9th, that pavement looks a little soft.
It's not in this pay request to be approved.
It's not that one, huh? Okay.
No, there's a few items that aren't in this one. There's some water main that hadn't had a safe sample that's not included in this. Maple Street in general is not included. The DOT portion of the road building is included on here.
Is it change order 2 or is it technically 3?
It's change order 2. The Albrightson's forms are headed as additional work orders, and then he always adds in the change order number that he submitted. So what he sends me are additional work orders. Last one contained 2 of them, and our form is officially change order 2.
Motion to approve change order 2.
Second.
Motion second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Let's go to H then. Review and approve pay request 3, 9th Street project, $278,414.78.
Yeah, and the only thing added to that isn't completed would be that change order item of that $14,872 for the paving. And then the rest, I mean, we processed change order 2 to include Oak, so that'll be paid at a later date under that change order line item.
Motion to approve pay request 3.
Second.
Motion second. Questions, comments? Kim, when we got that email, did you catch that? With that email you sent me?
Yes, so
Thank you.
the previous payment was not put in from pay request to on our field representative, so that'll be double, triple checked
Okay.
as far as next time goes.
That's the only question I had was, all in favor, wait, hold on a second here. Go for it. I'll just wait for you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Aye. Review and approve canceling agreement for IT services. Hopefully.
So, we've talked a little bit about difficulties that the village has had with Lee as the managed IT provider for the village. So, the first thing I wanted to just I put in the packet was just, Kim did a, thank you, Kim, for doing this, a 3-year breakdown of, well, the last 2 previous years and then this year to date. Now, one thing to keep in mind is our monthly rate is about $5,000 to $5,100 a month. So if you take that times 12 months, you can see that we're in the range of maybe what would be 65,000, but if you look at what we've paid, it's through the roof. Now, some of these things were new computer installs and setup, but I also feel that those costs have been way high, and we've talked to them about this. It's interesting that I think they've got some sense now that we're not really happy, and all of a sudden, you know, this year, what they're billing us now per month is, looks like it's pretty much right in line with what it should be. So, anyway, but besides the cost, the follow-through, just, I don't know, you know, you can talk to any of the department heads about it. Everybody's had issues, probably more than one time or another here, with taking too long to get what should be basic things done. And then, you know, like when we've had, basic computer, people have had issues with the computers, we've got billed for that, and I feel that should be inclusive. So,
Yeah, what is our $5,000 going to? And we get an extra bill. Kevin, I think you were, this winter, you were a little, quite flustered with Whiffley.
Yep. It's more just kind of like service on my end. So if we have an issue with the computer, which we're operating them all the time, you kind of need that fixed quickly, and they just don't deliver on that. Sometimes it would take months.
Months.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something we need to RFP? We need to RFP for this?
we're already there.
You're already there?
Yep, we got quotes already, so we're gonna come back in October with 3 quotes that we received. We talked to, and I have to thank Tom, Kevin, and John Kruk were kind of my IT ad hoc committee, and we met with at least 3 companies. We got their, dog and pony show, and then we got proposals from them. And so we're gonna bring those in October. I think we've got one company that we're interested in recommending. So that's where it's at, but the first step would be we'd like to recommend that the current agreement with Whiffley be terminated or canceled. We give them notice, that we give them notice. And
that has to be 60 days.
Yep,
Okay.
so the termination is in your packet. 60 days before commencement. This is an auto-renewing agreement, so basically 60 days before this it talks about February 1st to January 31. We're kind of way ahead of that, but we'd like to kind of get rolling on that, so see if we can get out of it sooner.
What we paid, we should have had our own in-house IT.
John Kruk, Tom Boyer, what do you guys do over there? You guys do your own IT? Is you part of it too?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it?
Well, between John, most of it, we do fix a lot of our stuff internally.
Right.
And we've had to go out to Whiffley before they really got the notion that we were looking elsewhere. It'd be days before we get a reply back on something simple as getting us access back to our shared drive. I mean, it was just horrible.
Well, John, you know a lot about computers, right?
Yeah, just from an outside standpoint, Whiffley's prices on product that they're quoting us is almost 200% of what it would be as if we actually bought it directly outside of Whiffley, just on the hardware alone. Everybody's been having some issues that we've actually asked Whiffley to address. For example, Wi-Fi calling in buildings and stuff like that, where we don't have cell signal, we can't get it, Wi-Fi calling won't work. The county CAD system, the county only allows certain people to touch or have access to certain parts of their CAD system to put it on the computers. They don't even want Whiffley touching it. And then for us to do that on our own computers, we actually have to call Whiffley saying, hey, we need a temporary admin rights to be able to go in there and download the stuff that the county gives us. And in one instance, I think it was almost 3.5 weeks, Tom, on one computer, just have access to do it. And then it was like, oh, we have access right now, are you in front of the computer? Like, well, no, I'm in Florida, so it's not gonna work. So it's just those problems over and over again, and it just, the ability to use our equipment that we need to in a public safety fashion is ridiculous.
So, what are the names of these companies that we're looking into?
Cooley Tech, MSI, which is Metro Sales, and then StarTech.
John, are they decent places to work with?
Yeah, they are. They've actually, when they came in and they presented to us, they did give us references on there, and there's a lot of nickel and diming, to be perfectly honest with you, my opinion on there, that we see is happening, which is ridiculous, where these other ones, these other companies will say have actually looked at what our needs are and have actually come in, presented tailored packages to understand what it is, but more importantly, they're not locking it in. I think a few of them, 2 of them I think was one, Mark, that said, okay, if we see your needs growing more than what you've purchased in a package, they've always said there's ways to expand and adjust instead of us nickel and diming us to death, really, is what it is.
Yeah, and there's one company, and again, I was gonna talk about this in October, but there's one company that we feel has just a little better terms, a little better price. They seem to be more inclusive, like with new installs, they say they're gonna include those, not the cost of the equipment, but the installs. There's no contract with one company, just a 30-day notice, so they seem to kind of stand out a little more than the other 2.
So you think you're gonna have more coming out?
More companies?
Yeah.
No,
No?
just the ones we've talked to. We were
Can you
planning
make
on
sure that John reviews all this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Reviewed everything?
we've been looking at it. Mark's been very good. We've actually talked about it too, because a lot of it is, you know, adjusting. It's not to say that the village itself, Hall isn't there or Public Works is there, but they're more of a fixed asset kind of thing. They have certain devices, they do their daily things on us, but it's more or less like us, like especially with PD, if they have to have special software, special security things on there. One instance we had, we couldn't even access the drive for, I forgot which officer it was or who it was, but like they locked the laptop in. We called Whipley, I think it was 9 a.m. and finally it was 3:30, 3:45. They returned a phone call to us. So basically the officer wasn't really effectively being able to move in his environment that it was. And that's just ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. And these MSPs that were managed service providers, these all are not fly-by-nights, you know, bills, you know, computer repair and cappuccino machine maker kind of deals. You know, they're actually legit ones that have had good references. So I think whatever Mark is looking at on a budgetary thing and reference on there, I think it's going to be a good choice.
Okay, you're on board with it. I mean,
I will make a motion for 7I to cancel the agreement.
second. I've seen the displeasure by Chief Moore and hearing from John, and
I've just seen the bills come through.
I just signed a check for $15,000 for Whipley.
We should have had our own in-house.
Yeah, and then we're getting nickel, and then I heard, yeah, well, they're charging us to show up. If David even shows up, oh yeah, a lot of money. Okay. Motion second, questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There you go. 7J, Rob Dooley, St. Croix County Electric Cooperative.
You got mine?
Yeah, hopefully it's gonna open here, hopefully it won't say, how are we doing on that and not on here, it looks okay.
All right, well, I'm Rob Dooley, St. Croix Electric. I appreciate the time just to come and introduce ourselves. You can go on to the next slide. Who we are, we were founded in 1937, first meter installed in 39. That was actually the first CEO of St. Croix Electric. 12,000 services, 1,900 miles of line. We're located in Hammond, local community-based company, member-owned, and one unique item is we do give capital credits back to the member owners. Okay, next slide. Benefits, reliable service, fast local response. Rates, as I will get to here in a little bit. You have a vote as a member. We're involved in the community, which I got some add-ons from the earlier ones I'll add at the end. We're not for profit. I think that's one of the big items in the utility world anymore. And we work for you. Next slide. That is our board of directors. We are split up into 9 districts, 3-year terms. So as a member, you can run as a board member for St. Croix Electric, and we are governed by that body. Next slide, please. I really want to put some names on this list, but this is a comparison that we have done between summer and winter rates. These are current as of the beginning of the year. We are number 1 on the bottom, and there are 6 other surrounding cooperatives listed on here, and 1 investor-owned who I won't mention. That may be on the top of that scale. Next, that is in the summer rates. Winter rates is the same. As you can see, we are competitive, and I do have a link coming up if anyone is interested. There is a, I believe it's called Find Me or site, it'll say in the next slide here, that you can go into and see where we rate on an all-in price, and it has all the utilities, Xcel Energy, all the cooperatives and the municipals in the area. I think we were listed at 53 out of 116. A lot of them are in the high 80s to 90s in that. So we're proud of that for our small location. We're one of the lowest cooperatives, lowest priced cooperatives in the state, lower than some of the investor-owned utilities who I won't name. Capital credit payout after 20 years, and I do have several friends of mine that call me every October. Hey, thanks for the free bill this month. You know, it could be $60, $80, it's based on your usage, but there is a payback there that lasts a long time. So, a few of the other things that came up after your presentation, I'm not sure who that disgruntled woman was that spoke earlier, but we do have an Operation Roundup program at St. Croix Electric, and I would say put your grant application in, because we do give back to the community whether you are a member or not. We have a Red Lake program, Rural Economic Development Loan Program. I know the fire department has used 2, and I believe 1 just got paid off, if I remember right. That is available, and I don't know, I can't be pinned down on that, but 0 to low interest, depending on which one you qualify for. One of the things I want to be here to discuss, everyone always looks at, well, Xcel serves in town. And on our map coming up, I want to show where some of your development moving forward is going to go. We do surround town. I will step this up a little bit. Walquist, everyone knows the Walquist farm. Down here up to J, all of that is our lines along there. Coming up to the storage units here on 220th and along 12 into town. Actually, the Baldwin Woodville district office was our old office, so we do serve up to there. Smith Sales area, and we are building a line next spring along 220th from 12 to the north. So as you can see, as you develop, you've got the opportunity to work with us. We do have to follow the rules. If both utilities are within 500 feet, it's customer choice. If you're both outside of 500 feet, it's customer choice. If one is there, they get it over the other. But just to get you on the radar for any development in the future, remember us. We are available. And honestly, look into that with a lot of your programs. I know this baby box part will be a big thing for our Operation Roundup group. They like to give locally, and grants go out every quarter. So I think our first year with the Operation Roundup program, we gave $100,000 to the community. So, and that's all coming out of the members' little Roundup donations. And I think last year we did an average on that, and it cost members $6 a year, and we were giving away $100,000. So, great program. Just want to introduce ourselves. Say we are here. We can work for you. custom rates for people depending on the businesses coming in, and there's a lot of things that we can do because we are small. So, any questions for me? No?
All the residents move out of Baldwin and go to the country and get their.
And just, if you do sign me up, it'd be a great thing, I'll buy you a beer sometime.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
7K, review and approve request for alcohol at Windmill or Heritage Park on September 25th, 2025, 3 to 7. Assuming this is for Chili Fest?
Chili Fest.
No? Chili Fest.
Is that Chili Fest?
When's Chili Fest?
27.
I know we did.
This is an individual asking for permission to play a cornhole tournament with alcohol that he's not selling, but they will be consuming at Windmill Park. You cannot get a picnic license. You have to be a bona fide group in order to get a picnic license. Right now, our villages are dry, but you can make an exception to that. If you do make an exception to that, you are setting.
It's a group that works up in Milano.
Yeah.
What was that? It's weird.
Well, yeah, it is worth something because it says Logan Larry. Who's this guy?
Works at Milano.
Why is he not here? A lot of questions to be asked. I mean, like, what is this for? What do we?
So all this permit says, right, is just
Yeah,
a group of coworkers and I host a yearly bags tournament as sort of a group outing. In the past, we've had hosted at local bars and patios. This year, we potentially host the event in a park. We were hoping to be granted permission to bring some coolers of beer for the event.
So they're not even really selling it. They're just making it legal so they can have some beers.
They have a bag tournament.
Bag tournament.
But so, I wish he was here too, because my question is they're doing a bag tournament, is it only for their private group?
It
Or are
sounds
they
like it.
opening it up?
Yeah.
No, he has said that he can't open it up. That's a question he should.
Then I wouldn't,
answer.
I'm not,
Because if you're paying for that, then you're technically paying maybe for the beer.
that's what these are the questions I was gonna ask
Right.
him, and I wouldn't approve that, but that's just me. If it was Narlato holding a picnic there, maybe.
So you put Milano's address on.
If it was a business putting it on, I'd have less.
That he works there, and I think it's a group of guys who works there. It's not necessarily sponsored, it's sponsored by people.
And he put Milano's address on. No.
Yeah.
They didn't put his own.
Does he even live in town?
And we've never done this in our parks, right?
People have probably done it in the past, they've never come to an exhibition, they just done it. He has eventually ended up doing that themselves. But
It's different than like rental days or getting a picnic license?
He is not, you have to be a bona fide club, or a veterans group, or something like that. Or be a veteran, as an upstanding member in that club, in order to get a picnic license. You cannot just, as an individual, get a picnic license.
You're all better if he was here to ask, answer some questions.
What date did he want this for?
September 25th. Which is what,
Thursday.
Thursday.
It's a Thursday. Are you a human calendar?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Is it your birthday that day or something?
No, I may have just looked it up.
Oh.
Anticipating your
It's
question.
no, just say Thursday, 9:25.
Let me get that far.
I know, the way he writes it sounds like it's his group of friends from work and that's it. So I, don't know that it's a community event.
Mostly because he's not here to answer questions.
That's a big
I
one.
want to set the precedent. Motion to deny request.
Second.
Motion second to deny the request on the basis that he wasn't representing himself, I would think, right?
Yes.
That's kind of, I put that in the minutes there, just, yeah, it would have been nice to ask a few questions here. I was on the fence with this.
Angie showed up.
Yeah, Angie showed up. So, motion second, questions, comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Denied. Well, I mean, I had 3, 4 questions. I was on the fence. Like, who are you? You know, you put your name down and then you put a business address down. Moving on. L, resolution 2025-09 requesting application for exemption from county license tax. This must be the yearly.
Motion to approve resolution 2025-09.
Second.
Motion second. Questions, comments? Roll call. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Baldwin Historic Preservation Commission, Historic Resource and Space Recommendation. Who got this one?
Beth, I don't know if you,
I know nothing about this.
Yeah, you got a deer in the headlight look, that's for sure. But I have no idea.
And no one's here.
should we table it and see if somebody can come from the HPC or?
I would. I'm pretty surprised they're not here to represent themselves, but
I don't know if there's much for action items on it, or did you inventory the history room and the recommendation of they would like some space in the public usage.
right when the PD was silent.
They want a monitor group.
For historical documents,
I think the old evidence room for them.
yeah.
I think it's for future discussion.
Let's just,
So there's probably no action you need to take.
there's no action to be taken on this.
Not really, no, it's informative.
This is an informative. And review and approve Be Well Clinic continued participation.
Okay, so we talked about this last month.
We actually talked about it 2 months ago, too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't here last month, and I don't know whatever you guys were talking about.
So the issue kind of is with this is we just don't have very good participation. We're averaging about 8 or 9 employees out of 30, 31, and their families.
Jeff Peterson just went,
Was he forced? Did he have a gun put to his head?
he had, his ear was plugged and he couldn't hear me, so I forced him to go to the clinic.
So there was forcible action here.
All right.
Sorry.
So there is in your packet, there's a breakdown of what the village has paid the last 3 years, and again, the third year being 25 is to date. But again, thank you, Kim. This is an estimate of 12 months, but we pay a fair amount every year for this. And one of the concerns we have this year is we still haven't gotten a renewal yet for health partners, but we're afraid there's going to be an increase because of our claims history this year. And this might make more sense for the village to, put the funds that we're putting into this toward the employer portion of health partners. We have to give, according to the agreement, 6 months notice, but I do feel that, and in talking to them, they would probably let us out sooner. I can't guarantee that, but I'm proposing 60 days is what we come back with them. And they're in the process now of trying to find a new management company again. This is about the 3rd time this has happened since 22.
Didn't they lose some PAs or?
Staffing's been
an
issue lately again, or will be soon. So, I mean, since I've been here, the staffing was fine. How many months I've been here? 17 months I've been here, the staffing has been okay, but in September, the primary staffing is going to go down to part-time. Now, there's been some indication that might be more than 20 hours, maybe 30, but I can't guarantee. But she sounds like she's going to be flexible with that. And they're right now in the process of interviewing 2 new management companies, both of which do sound like they're good companies. But again, the village participating in this doesn't really make or break it. I mean, we're very small. The other members are Mulatto, Vital. The school district is the biggest. OEM. Okay, so they're all much bigger companies. And the school district is also looking very, very hard at this also. They're probably looking more at a trajectory of next spring if they decide to make the change.
They're thinking about bailing too.
They're almost, I would think, going in-house, like St. Clair County just did that, they now have that in-house, trying to save their rates. Government center.
Have it. The school district's gonna have an in-house clinic?
They're getting quotes for
We're
it.
getting close to it.
So where is it gonna be, like, where is it gonna be? Like in the school?
It's all your office.
Yeah, it has to be determined yet. They're talking to WWH and other company in East.
Well,
So,
you gotta remember the schools aren't petri dishes, so.
yeah, but it is a good, it is a good perk for our employees, but just the problem since I started was, and before that, obviously, is we just haven't had very good participation. And we're paying quite a bit to have it, so, Kim, I don't know if you have anything you want to add?
Well, J.A. Counter did a cost benefit analysis for us. And their markup seemed kind of high, and I questioned that, and, well, the first report that they sent had a calculation error in it, which made a big difference. So then it went from positive to negative. And then when I questioned why they were marking up the labs 95%, they changed that to 65%. And so our benefit on savings on labs is maybe $2,000 a year. So to pay that kind of money to save $2,000, I can't justify that.
Well, the rates obviously got to go in the 30s when we started this.
Yes.
We don't have 30 or 31.
Yeah, the first carrier was Everside, and the rate at that time was $2,500 a month. But now the new management company has been much higher. And now that new management company is going by the wayside. So my suggestion would be we get out. If they get things back on track and it's better, we can always get back in. But now's our chance to get out. And we
And I'm
have great
assuming that our healthcare is
coverage
gonna go up this year.
through health partners.
That's what we're assuming.
Right.
The biggest thing is, if we have less than a third of our staffing using it, it's worth it.
And we're paying 48 grand, this is what we're gonna pay in
It's an average
2025.
of
That's,
4,000 a month.
that's projected as 48,000. That's a budget projection, or that's the,
We're paying an average of $4,000 a month.
The main goal is to offset premium increases on our main healthcare plan.
And we don't think that's
That was the main
probably
reason
the
we were
case.
doing it, and at the time, we were staring down $80,000-$90,000 increases.
right,
Way back when we did this, back in the early 2000s,
Right.
2020, 2021.
you know,
But that was also, the premium was significantly lower back then when we started.
right.
So as this has gone up and we've not seen the usage,
It's not benefiting the village.
no. Right, and like Tim said, we're gonna go back into it later. I'll get back into it later, but-
So what do we have to do to pull out of it?
We have to send them a letter of notice that we intend to.
30, 60, 90 days?
Does insurance renew January 1 here?
Yes, we're calendar year.
So can we ask them to be done December 31st?
That's what I want to do is ask them. I'm talking 60 days.
Just a request, I
Or we
guess.
could say December 30.
December
first.
31st.
And
So I suppose next month we'll find out how our insurance is gonna go up, or stay the same hopefully, which it has, what, the last 2 years?
for 3 years, it went down 10% last year.
Down.
Mine goes up 12% every single year.
Did pretty well.
Last 3 years.
We'll make a motion to.
Before you, can I just, one more thought?
Well, he can make a motion, you can talk still.
Okay, so we're doing the health partners check every month and then this on top of it. And to me, it's just felt like an open cut. We're just bleeding out. So if there's no service over there right now or part-time service, I'm thinking like mark your 60 days, which would be end of October or somewhere.
I mean, there is service, but it's not, it is right now 100%, but it may get cut back somewhat. And that's just another big concern. That's why the 60-day.
Right, so I'm just saying every month it's $4,000. So you could use that for something else.
Carrie.
I know it's unorthodox. Can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead,
Can
Carrie.
I? So, I've been around a little while, I've received benefits from the village, also utilized the Be Well Clinic. Before the utilization of the Be Well Clinic kind of tanked, the two people who everybody did use, when you had members actually using it because they cared about the staff and they liked them, those two people opened their own clinic. And so that's Inner Strength Health and Wellness, and they are chamber members, and they offer the same thing. They got out of the bureaucracy, pardon my language, of what they were dealing with, of the micromanagement of how they wanted to deliver medicine and the care. They offer the same exact thing that they have there. And so while you're exploring those options, I'm also health partners. That's my insurance through federal, and it's gone through the roof. So I'm leaving this year too. I had a medication that was $25 a month. It's now $1,500 a month. And so I'm jumping ship. That's dumb. And so I'm gonna leave, but if you have that option to explore, I would give them ladies a call. They're the same two that started there years ago. And so they offer that right here in their own community. So you might have something in your back door, and they offer that flat rate member price annually to members to just go in and walk in, just like you do here, and get a medication and be seen for your everyday run-of-the-mill stuff. Your colds, your ears, your same thing as this very same place. So something to consider.
What's the name again?
Inner Strength Health and Wellness.
Is that
And
the
you
one
can
in the
look them up
old-
on the chamber. It's in the old vet clinic.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. And they've got now, I think, 3 different locations because they're growing. But they're staffed here.
Go ahead, man. You want to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that, we submit a letter of cancellation.
Second. Got a motion and second.
Is there a date on your motion?
Trying for 60 days.
End of the year?
I would try for 60 and
Then you're looking at
They say-
November anyway,
Well,
but yeah.
they say-
just put it for the end of the year.
Just put it for the end of the year.
December 31st.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, we're paying for it. What are we, end of September?
Yeah.
Probably already paid
The middle of
September, right?
September.
Yeah, we
No,
paid,
they're late billing. We just paid July, that's why that ends of July. They haven't billed us for
Let's
August.
go, I'll go 60 days.
okay. I'll still second that. So we got a motion and a second. Questions, comments?
My question, or my comment is, reason is I agree with Austin. I mean, you know, if over half or most of our employees were taking benefit of a local clinic like that, maybe I'll reconsider, but we have other things that are going on.
And I think Mark pushed it here, didn't you push it here, asking if people are gonna
Yeah.
use it sometime in June, May, July?
Done emails, we put
You reached out to the
people on a
employees
text
about this.
list, so
We
they
got
get text
graphs,
from,
so that's all, that's
yeah, I don't know.
my comment.
Any more questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, who gets to do that? Mark?
Send them a letter.
Yep. Committee reports, Public Safety and Personnel Committee. Number 1, August 28, 2025, Public Safety and Personnel Committee minutes.
Yeah, we just met, we did interviews for the replacement of our EMS field supervisor paramedic, and we are going forward recommending that we offer the position to Dr. Smith with a salary of $7,000. That's with full support Tom and that's it.
And number 2, review and approve appointment of Courtney Smith, EMS Field Supervisor Paramedic, starting salary of $70,000. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Motion second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? B, Planning Commission, September 8th, 2025, Planning Commission meeting minutes. Amy, go ahead.
All right, well, we had a police department building update like we did tonight, so
Yep.
you all know that. And we talked a bit about the St. Croix County Community Development, and that's where we need to make some decisions. The planning commission sent to the board a recommendation that we have I don't have the language anymore, I'm sorry. Recommendation that we have the October vision session, either October 6th or October 13th from 5 to 7 p.m. with an open house style meeting. Would we like?
Denise is here, I think she'd like to just.
You mean Nicole?
Nicole.
It's okay. Close.
It's
okay. It's totally okay.
Yeah.
I've been Michelle,
She's not-
Debbie, anyway. Anyway, hi, thank you, Chair and Board. My name is Nicole Peterson. I'm from St. Croix County, and we were here last time. Thank you guys so much for approving our agreement. We're happy to provide technical assistance to you in your comprehensive plan update. And the current village plan was drafted in 2006. And so this plan update is required every 10 years under Wisconsin state statute. And that means that the village is 9 years overdue for this project. And this will bring you into compliance with that state statute. So we're really excited to start this with you. We've also worked in other communities like town of Baldwin, town of Somerset, recently town of Kinnickinnick, and just last evening we adopted the plan in town of Star Prairie. And village of North Hudson, we're currently working in, and we're working in town of Hammond. So a lot of communities in St. Croix County are behind on this, and I don't mean to make you feel bad about that. Anyway, the first topic that we have on this memo that I forwarded was actually the survey. I'm hoping that you'll approve this survey. If we could just quickly walk through that 21 questions, that would be wonderful.
If you remember, you all had a copy in your packet last month, and we were to review them by tonight so that we could approve them. The planning commission, all of us liked the current questions as written and had no changes or additions.
Keep
But-
scrolling.
And we figured that most board members wouldn't have gone through and looked at any of them anyway.
That's what we were.
I didn't see the survey.
Yeah, we didn't really make a motion on that, Nicole, because we kind of assumed that the planning commission looked at it, we didn't have changes, and the board was supposed to, but did they? I don't know. So that's a question for right now, if anyone wants any additions or changes to those 21.
I do have a copy with me. Should we maybe skip to
Yeah,
the
you know, I
next?
think I can bring it up from,
Okay,
just give me a minute or two.
copy. I'm sorry I didn't bring
No,
copies.
didn't give
And
you-
thought, yeah, my apologies. I thought that was in the packet again for this evening.
Looking at the survey, there are 9 or 8,
Or to
Nicole?
Mark.
There are 9, is it 9?
It's 21
I know,
questions.
but there's 9 different segments that need to be touched.
That's correct. That is housing, transportation, utilities and community facilities, agricultural, natural and cultural resources, economic development, land use, and intergovernmental cooperation. And then we also have survey demographics, which are right up front. And that's just 4 questions ranging from where do you live, how long have you lived in the village, do you rent your home? Oh,
So
awesome.
within the 21
Thank you
questions, it
so
does
much.
focus, it does encompass all of those 9 sections that we today.
Right. And if you could kind of slowly scroll, Mark, that would be terrific, because I did want to ask you directly about 11, 12, and 13. If I could kind of get a head nod of those demographic questions, that's maybe just a little tad fast. If we could go back, or,
Here's 11.
Here's
Yeah.
11.
okay. Does the board want to see those other ones and just kind of scan over them, or not? You guys are okay?
I'm all for it. Let's get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Those are
just
great questions.
11, 12, and 13 I wanted to stop at. Just because 11 is existing community facilities, utilities, and services. Now this is just a list of generally the village hall, community center, recycling drop-off. Would we want to call this the municipal center? Is that the actual name? So municipal.
On the sign up front it is.
I think it
Yeah, it
is.
does say,
I think it
municipal
is.
center, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think
Village
it's
Hall Community Center, though, I mean, people are gonna understand that.
Yeah,
It's
we don't
here.
have, that's what I think that's.
municipal
We don't
center.
have, you're right, better get rid of the community center part,
Yeah,
'cause we
put
don't have a
municipal
community
instead of
center.
community,
So municipal center?
Instead of.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
Change
great.
community to municipal.
I'll
So
do that.
Are you gonna put Village Hall Municipal Center or just Municipal Center?
I was just going to put municipal center.
Put Village Hall Municipal Center.
Okay.
They'll understand where
Yeah,
that
that's a
is
lot better.
now.
Now, the one question I had with this when I first read it was the recycling drop off. We all have free recycling and Martha picks it up in the village. So, do we really have recycling drop off necessarily?
No.
We just-
So just recycling?
The recycling,
Period.
your recycling's built into your garbage bill, so, yeah.
Right, and even if
We
you
don't
don't
have a
have garbage, you
recycling
can have a,
drop-off center
even if
anymore.
you don't get garbage, you can have a recycling bin from them. So,
Well, and should we combine, I know there's not numbers on this, but about halfway down is garbage collection slash cleanup. Should that say garbage collection slash recycling?
Yeah.
Because it's the same company?
Yeah, just make it one line.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. Do we want cleanup on a separate
Yeah,
line?
that's what I was gonna say, because cleanup is really a different
It is
question.
separate, yeah.
It's really people looking at the community saying, are there areas that need to be cleaned up?
No.
That can be a separate question as well. And I wanted to ask special about the police department expansion that I've been hearing about, and wondered if you wanted to get just a general community sentiment about anything in specific about that expansion or future plans.
We're all against it because we spend too much money.
Double twisted in your results.
Yeah.
Maybe you should
It'll
ask
get a
about
really
your
lopsided
bill paying
vote.
kiosk there, Kevin.
Yeah,
Do we want?
Are you still thinking about doing that bill paying kiosk thing or whatever?
we looked into it, yeah, so we got some numbers on it, but
Build in.
that's something, it's a good idea.
Would you like a separate question for that?
I might wanna think about that and get back to you.
I'm sorry, this is my second time here. We have to get approval on this survey tonight. I'm so sorry to put the pressure on.
I think where it says police, sheriff protection, that's just fine as it is, because you're saying, are you feel safe? Is it excellent, safe, or good?
Yeah.
Right, and that's why if you have specific, separate questions, it's really easy to add in.
So I
You
would,
know,
I
yes or
would
no
say
question.
garbage slash recycling collection.
We'll take the focus off of that. I guess we don't get a question for that.
Yeah, we could do a separate one for library too. Yeah, we just brought that up. There we go.
Okay, what is the separate library question?
I think you could just add library.
Add it into
on
11.
Oh.
Adding it into 11 is all.
Oh,
A lot
that's
of
great,
people-
yeah.
I mean, technically, it's in the municipal.
It's in the municipal, but it is a
It's
separate
kinda
entity.
separate.
It's a separate service, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't mean to put pressure on this, because if you do want to move this schedule back, that's okay. The only reason that tonight is important is because if we want to do an October vision session, we really want to launch this survey and have that link. And so it wouldn't be enough time for me to do that. So I should have said that. We are fine with extending and being flexible with that tentative schedule
but
and
it does move
agreement.
everything back another month.
It does.
And this is a year process.
No, it's just keep the ball rolling.
It is. Well, and Mark and I actually did discuss setting this back a month because we didn't approve this survey last month. And usually we're used to giving a good 30 to 60 days notice and allowance for people to fill out the survey. And then we place the vision session in that 60 days. And sort of, you know, right in the middle of it is a nice timing. So that's kind of in my next part, or my next question, when we're scheduling that vision session. Maybe we take the pressure off of everything and
push the vision session to November.
November 3rd.
Collect the November 3rd. Okay, well, that is great that you kind of answered that second question. But I do want to come back to these survey questions here too. And that helps.
Is that gonna be every month, right? Planning commission night?
No.
This
Let's
is just a vision.
put that in the parking lot for just a second. We'll come back to that question. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish
Sure.
this one, because there's so much information. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so back to this survey. We would love to get approval of this so that we can get it up online. And then even with that early November vision session, this is nice because we'll collect surveys all the way through November instead of just October, if that makes sense. Okay, so thank you.
Number 12 is the best part of all.
Yes.
Number 11.
Lily Park.
What?
Lily's Ellenberg Park.
Creamery.
Can you say it again?
Creamery.
Creamery Park.
What is Little Creek?
Thank you guys.
This one over on 6th
There's a
and
name for
Lockworth,
that one?
I guess.
Learn something every day.
Well, and are we okay with number 11? Did everybody approve that one? We add library, police and sheriff protection, keep it, garbage recycling collection, and village hall / municipal center.
Yep.
Great. And no extra question for police? No. Okay.
It's already on.
So 12, we're adding Creamery Park. Is there any other additions to this existing parks in the village?
We do have Hidden Creek Park.
Is that the one back here?
Yeah.
It's hidden.
What's the one behind 14th Avenue?
An old cornfield.
There's a park back there.
I don't know what it's called.
Cornfield Park.
Oh my God.
On 14? Would you like to ask specific questions about perhaps future park improvements and get a general community sentiment about planning for, maybe there's a public piece of land that you've owned, gather some feedback on how they'd like that developed, or would they like it developed? Anything?
What did,
Anything like that?
Angie and Melissa, what are you nodding your head about?
We would like
Oh,
to give her
yes,
feedback on
please.
that.
Okay.
Do they feel a pavilion would be an asset to the village of Baldwin, specifically Creamery?
Any, specifically Creamery?
No, I'm just
You can't touch the soil.
Creamery? Add a covered pavilion?
Pat.
I mean, just if there was
What
improvements
question
to
would
the
you
parks.
put that under?
Well, this would be a separate one, and it's okay to add. So would you like a covered, or would you support a covered pavilion at Creamery Park? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Does that sound okay? Okay. You guys okay with that?
We wouldn't have had this problem if you guys won that $100,000.
Well, you wouldn't have this problem if you guys would have voted.
I made like 400 email addresses and voted 400 times.
And what we could do is actually split this into a question about each one of them. Would you support improvements? Or we could do right after this pavilion question, an open-ended, what specific improvements would you like to see at any of the parks in a general open?
There's been talk at Bailey Park for a farmer's market pavilion, open
Yes.
air pavilion, but at Creamery Park doing something that's enclosed that could be rented out and utilized 3 seasons out of the year. So maybe separating it that way.
Creamery. And covered pavilion, so you would want a covered pavilion at Creamery Park and then a separate for Bailey? Or could we
I would
combine
say-
that question?
I would say an open air pavilion for the farmer's market has been brought up multiple times. And in Creamery Park would be a enclosed, the type that I'm thinking of, like with the garage doors on the side that you can open up to make open air, but that you can close down and rent it out for events.
So a 3-season pavilion, is what you're looking at.
Want me to bring down a jug of water?
Allergy season.
Oh.
Okay, thank you. So would you support an enclosed 3-season pavilion at Creamery Park? And would you support a open air covered pavilion?
Farmer's market pavilion.
I believe
At Bailey Park.
Okay.
I mean, I would leave farmers and market out because you own it. It's,
And you
it
can
can be
use it
used
for
for
anything.
other things, not just. Sorry if I
No, it's fine,
overspoke.
Melissa.
Under number 11, we have to add the United Civic Center.
Well, technically own it.
Civic Center.
Well, hold on a second, what question are you asking about it?
How would you rate the following existing community facilities?
It's a community facility, but it's a one-use community facility.
Only people that ice skate go there.
Huh?
Only people that ice skate go there, right?
Right, it's a hockey arena.
Well, maybe it's bigger.
Is it?
I mean, they do, they're gonna do
by
ice year-round,
village?
they're not taking that month off.
I would say anyway, if it's a public facility,
They
absolutely.
do rent it out to other events.
Like what's, it's all hockey associated events.
They're supposed to be letting you know that, and they kind of dropped the ball on that here a little bit.
Well, it's all hockey related stuff, they rent out ice time and make money off that.
Birthday parties, events, things like that are being,
I went to a holiday craft fair there once.
yeah, things like that are being rented, but they are required in that lease to let you know.
Where did you have that?
It was, they covered the ice with, I don't know what they covered the ice with. but-
See, and now it's a little different, they might not be renting it out as much because ice is down all year, so that might.
Oh, that could be.
Right.
So we
The ice
should
could have
touch
been off,
base
you're
and
right.
talk back to them.
They had the ice off,
Yeah, I
they
don't know,
won't
there
have
was,
the ice off.
there was a holiday market and it was there.
Yeah.
But you're on the concrete floor of the arena.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so now they're not doing that, they're
Right,
gonna have
because it's
ice
ice all year.
year-round.
Wasn't there a gun show a couple of years ago?
It was Phoenix.
So what is it called?
United Civic Center.
Thank you.
We bring curling.
And I think I had that in Baldwin.
Pickleball on ice skates.
Oh,
Yes.
How about question, do you enjoy the local paper?
Do you hear that? No.
Would be like,
Yeah, you
Enjoy
put
the
in there,
local
do you
paper.
enjoy the local paper? Jesus.
I have a feeling that you're kidding.
Sorry, Nicole.
No,
been a
it's
long
okay.
week.
I just hope that I don't drive out of here and go to Creamery Park and Bailey Park and there's pavilions at both.
There's not.
You guys are the experts on your community and I'm not, so.
Yeah, there's a gazebo.
So we'll add those two questions. Ixnay on the newspaper question.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'll
Do you
add
want your
United Civic
newspaper on
Center.
digital or maybe it's on the Star Tribune, right?
they did?
Okay,
All right.
I think
And
we
we're getting lost here.
right, we're in the weeds.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, but back to number 12. I think we're good with that one. We'll add Creamery Park, add Hidden Creek Park, and then 2 extra questions. Would you support an enclosed 3-season pavilion at Creamery Park? And would you support an open-air covered pavilion at Bailey Park? That sound good? Great.
Those
So
obviously
now-
can't be excellent, good, right?
No, those are
Those
two
yes
yes
or
or
no.
no.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the clarification. And we're on to 13. Please share your level of support for the following agricultural resources. Anything that you would change about this? Support for community gardens, yes, no. Support for farming practices in the village, bees and chickens. Support for village's Saturday farmers market. Do you have currently an ordinance 4 bees or chickens?
4 chickens.
Chickens, yeah.
No roosters.
We actually have 1 bee permit out there right now.
Oh,
Okay, and then maybe, do you wanna rephrase this?
I don't think it's
Support.
level
What I-
of support is yes, no. It's either do you support it, yes, no, don't know, or it would have to have like a scale of 1 to 5 and so share your level of support.
4, and you're correct, it's a current ordinance. This I just drafted because I wasn't sure if you had an ordinance.
We have an ordinance, not a lot of people in this community realize they need a permit for chickens or for bees.
is there a bee ordinance?
So
You don't
maybe
need a permit.
We have a permit.
we'll move this one.
We only have, I believe, 2 chicken permits out there right now, and I know there's so many
there's a lot
chickens
more
in this
chickens than
community. I know. So we need to crack down on the chickens.
Who's the chicken permit for that one guy that came in to, for his kids' 4-H stuff?
He's got one, and we have one there.
It's like we might be doing chicken detail or together.
I was just thinking that actually, you're looking at me, but.
So maybe we reframe this question and pull it out of this matrix and say, do you, what's your level of support? And we'll say, supportive, not supportive, neutral of the current farming ordinance with bees and chickens in parentheses. Is it only bees and chickens?
Yes,
Or
don't put in
poultry.
cows or goats or sheep or anything else
goats
like
and
now.
would be so cute, Lance.
Yeah, you can go and buy some property out of town
Feedback on goats?
and be a farmer.
Do you wanna get feedback on goats?
No.
No?
No.
Okay,
No.
so.
There's not a goat that's been offensive with respect to privacy.
I don't know, level of support.
Although it's interesting, I've had 3 requests for goats in this community in the last 2 months to take bucks for them.
Oh.
And I had to tell them no, that we have an ordinance that there are no goats in the
DNR.
Existing, and what's the ordinance called? Is
Semi-local.
it farming ordinance or farm animals? Thank you so much, and I really should have looked that up, I'm sorry.
Right. If bucks aren't healthy for goats, that's their only diet for them.
Alright.
I'm not sure.
One way to find out. I suppose when they get all lame, they can bring, drop them all over it.
Existing blade ordinance, I can also follow up with you. As long as we have general support to pull that middle one out, and we're gonna state, what's your level of support for the existing farming ordinance right now, but I'll follow up with the clerk, on the actual name of that ordinance, and even a number we could put in there, to just kind of offer some information and sharing. Farming ordinance,
It talks about them under the restrictions on keeping of dogs, cats, fowl, and other animals.
oh. So, animal ordinance,
Yeah. Needs to put a number.
what's the number?
Statute 205-6.
205-6. And that is a village ordinance, not a, you said statute? State or it's not county?
It's actually under, so it's section 205, but it's under chapter 205 under animals. It's just like general. And then keeping of bees is under section 21.
Is under section
I'm in
21.
your yard.
So should I say existing section 205-6 animal ordinance? Or say,
Dash 21 is the bees.
and -21 bees.
You could do 2 separate lines in that same question, Nicole.
There you go.
Do a chicken and a bee.
I think chickens and bees might have.
They're very different creatures, so.
That's true.
One flies, one doesn't.
One's
So-
fuzzy, one's not.
Under the animal ordinance, I'll put in parentheses chickens,
Female chicken?
because that's.
Well, we've got rabbits too.
Okay, so 205, is that under 205-6?
You just type it in face to see what you.
You got Vietnamese pot-bellied pig.
Is that,
What, you can't have a pot-bellied pig?
so sorry.
We gotta
there.
change that.
So 205-6 is the animal ordinance of chickens and rabbits. And then 205-21 is bees. And how about, I'll follow up with you, feel bad, don't wanna lose people. So the choices are gonna be supportive, not supportive, and either don't know or neutral.
Neutral.
Do you like neutral?
Neutral.
Okay. Great. Those were the 3 highlights. Do you still want to go through the other ones? 14 is natural resources, protecting air quality, ground and surface water quality, preserving open space and trees, preserve scenic views, and then landscape designs. That maintenance of parks and open spaces that don't use irrigation, pesticides, and herbicides. This is made from a general survey talking about the things that have come up in other communities. So if it doesn't apply here, it's okay if we take it out. What do you guys think about those? Keith?
If I could.
Yeah, keep on.
Okay. Cultural resources, we have Chili Fest, Windmill Days, Horse Parade, Archaeology and Geology, Architecture and Historic Buildings, Public Art including paintings, murals, and sculptures, and folklore, storytelling, music, drama, films, and video. Any other festivals or
Fire department street dance every year.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Put that in there.
Small fry.
It's a fundraiser, yeah.
No, that's okay.
No.
Well, fire department street dance.
Yeah, what are you on, year
What
what?
did you guys say?
You just had your six?
Trick or treat,
Yeah, we shut down Main Street for.
Yeah, trick or treat, Main Street.
Yeah, we have the trunk or treat, yeah.
Trick or
Trick or
treat
treat.
Main Street.
Trick or treat Main Street.
Would National Night Out count? Kevin,
Yeah, I mean, you can put that on there. It seems like it's supported well.
first Tuesday in August?
What about the Historic Preservation Society then?
Yeah. Would that be here, or because it's an organization it would not count? Or Nicole, oh my God, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's good.
She's gonna have 5 names. You need like 5
I
names.
know, that's awesome. Okay, I have Trick or Treat Main Street, and then I think I missed one, and Historic Preservation
Did
Society.
you get the fire department street
No.
dance?
I got the fire department street dance,
National Night Out.
National Night Out, thank you.
Technology here that I'm using to track facial recognition profile.
Historic Preservation Society, do you have a museum or anything to link
They
that
have a
to?
room in the library right now.
Oh, nice. So, should we say Historic Preservation Society slash
History room?
History Room
Yeah, we
at
call it history
library?
room at the moment.
Yeah. Great. How do you like those choices? Very interested or supportive, somewhat, and not? You like those? Okay. Great. Any others? Cultural resources? Okay, economic development, village needs, retail, commercial development, industrial manufacturing development, privately developed businesses, local non-franchise, or national chain stores. So this is from other surveys, again, really general. If you wanted to get more specific about your areas, I've noticed you have a historic downtown, and you also have what I would call sort of a commercial corridor, or like a highway corridor of commercial uses. Would you want feedback more specific to those areas? Do you have a downtown association or any interest like that, Main Street?
Chamber.
Gary, would chamber, would you want anything in for chamber?
Ooh,
Just, we have a chamber of commerce.
and maybe this question would be more of the level of support instead of village needs. You know, or keep this just as a general sentiment about the different types of economic development.
I think it looks fine.
So you have a range of economic development, which I think is good. This is a general question.
Right.
And you also have question for Main Street. So I mean, I think you're covering things pretty well.
Question for,
Oh, a
Where?
question for, not
Number
question
18.
for, but,
the fourth one on the list, national.
18,
18.
number 18, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Question
one.
18, which is
Oh, right there.
specific to Main Street, yeah.
That's right. This can include businesses you would like to see your ideas for. Oh, great. I forgot we added that, Amy. Sorry. So we talked about that one. What about the chamber? Add, maybe this just changes to level of support. Yes, no, and don't know, and Chamber of Commerce.
To where?
Yeah, it doesn't really fit in. It's 16 up above. If you want some feedback on the chamber, we would add it there, but change that question to level of support instead.
Instead of me.
And we could level of support. And it could become supportive, not supportive, or it could be very supportive, somewhat supportive, not supportive.
Is that just for the Chamber of Commerce?
No, this would be for all of those items,
Okay.
to get a general idea of the level of support instead of need.
I think that's good. Supportive, not supportive, and neutral? Is that what you're looking at, Nicole?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would work.
And then we'll add Chamber of Commerce there. Great. Thank you so much for your patience. Very somewhat. So it's the same categories as number 15, just with support instead of interested. It would just be very somewhat and not supportive, or we could say neutral. I think you said neutral.
Yep.
I think we need some not both. I'm so sorry I misspoke. It needs to be very somewhat and not, or the yes, no, or, well, where do we have the neutral? It's,
Oh, no, is that neutral?
well, right. It was either don't know or neutral. So we're gonna add that question about what's the level of support for your existing animal ordinance and your bee ordinance. And we're gonna say supportive, not supportive, neutral. Would you, those are the ones we want for this? Okay. Sorry. Thank you. Word. Neutral. Thank you. Okay, 17, finally. We're on to, should business commercial developments be restricted to designated areas in the village? We maybe don't, do you need that question?
Not really, they're already kind of designated not to be commingling.
Right. And in the towns, the townships, this is more of an important question because of the level and amount of home businesses.
Right.
And farming is a business, so then there's an interesting question.
I think you can take it on.
Okay, thanks. 18, what improvements would you like to see on Village Main Street? This can include businesses you would like to see or ideas for aesthetic improvements. That's okay? Great. 19, please share your level of agreement with the following statements. This is about current land use, zoning, and subdivision ordinances. Satisfied with the way the village is developing under the present land use, zoning, and subdivision ordinances. The second one is support consistent enforcement of village zoning, and support, the final one, support consistent enforcement of building codes and permits. And then are we okay with the choices? Agree, neutral, disagree? Great. 20 is, are you satisfied with current level of intergovernmental cooperation? These categories came directly from the state statute, so it's just identifying general sentiment about all of those areas of cooperation. Okay, and then the final question is just general open comments. Great. Thank you guys for your patience, and I think we've got approval with these changes mentioned. And I'll send this to Mark, the village administrator, and you'll be able, would you like me to give you another shot at reviewing this after I send it to Mark? Or will it be okay for me to launch the link? Great, on the project webpage. Great.
And then Nicole, related to this, can you give me a kind of a little summary to put in that newsletter? Because the newsletter is we're gonna send that out here shortly.
Yes.
With both an invitation to fill out the survey and an invitation to the vision session.
Yep. Invitation language for,
That we pick now, November 3rd.
that would be great, wonderful.
That's when Michigan.
And what time?
5 to 7.
5 to 7, great.
Well, we haven't made the motion yet, so we have to do that.
Okay, do you wanna make a motion
Yes.
for the survey with changes
Oh, do we need a
discussed?
survey motion? Do you need the survey motion?
Well, it would be great.
I would move to approve the, what are we calling it? Comprehensive plan surveys, community surveys,
Second.
with that as for
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We've decided to pick that, oh no, that was just for the visions, no, right?
That was the
We're doing
survey.
vision and then we're doing monthly
The
ones.
monthly was we just made it,
But we're doing both planning commission and both of them. It's always planning commission days.
yeah, we weren't doing it before the village board meeting.
I know.
No.
I've seen how long your board meetings are.
Well, no, they can be, but we have a lot of stuff to do, and I'm not having an hour plus meeting before.
And when you
And then going through, like, we need to deal with village stuff on village nights, and that's the night, so that's why planning commission would work on
When you do
that.
planning commission, they will all be there.
So I'm sorry, I squashed that.
Planning commission actually comes to the meeting.
I understand.
Don't need that.
And before we move to that item, because I just wanted to make a quick statement about it, could we do the motion about the November 3rd vision session? So if we could get a motion for approval of the comprehensive plan vision session on November 3rd from 5 to 7 p.m. here at the Municipal Center. Is that correct?
Specific, okay.
Yeah. Could we?
Yes, I would move to have the community vision session November 3rd from 5 to 7 at the Village Hall with an open house format.
Second.
Motion second.
What?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Now, on to this final item of the schedule.
I got it. I got it if you want, but it's okay. The monthly meetings?
Oh, yeah. But, just really quick, so we're requesting approval of the monthly joint board and plan commission meeting. And what we realized, if you could just, go to page 2 of the memorandum on this item. So I was proposing a regular monthly meeting. We've now pushed this back 1 month in the agreement. So the October date of the meeting 2 of the vision session has now been pushed to November. And then all of the other work sessions, we're gonna maybe call them, because this is a really special meeting, and as elected and appointed officials, your role is crucial in this plan update, and your participation at these monthly joint meetings is very special work that will allow a less formal discussion than your regular official meetings. This time is very valuable for me and the county to gather accurate community information from you, because you're the experts of your community, and this isn't my plan and this isn't the county's plan, this is your plan. So what we do at those meetings, and we ask for 1.5 to 2 hours, and we're only asking for 7 meetings. So this schedule is really overwhelming because it has 12 meetings listed there, but we're already done with meeting 1. Meeting 2 is going to be a public vision session and a kickoff that we're going to invite everybody to. We really want you there to get your feedback generally. But then all of our 7 work sessions together, we would love to see all of you there, because we're reviewing the draft of the plan. And again, we're looking for accurate community information from you as the experts. Thank you so much for listening. I just had to make a plug for it.
Okay.
So here's what I'm thinking. I know that your board meetings are long and we can't do it before the board meeting. The plan commission dates, unfortunately, coincide with Hammond's dates that we've already scheduled. So I wouldn't be able to facilitate this one. And we do have other county staff members that would be happy to do this. But I would love to be here. I really would. I'd love to continue to work with you guys and meet with you on a monthly
So
basis.
they're doing the first Monday of every month?
Yep. And we
Here's
already
one, Amber,
started.
Just going to Baldwin, just cancel that. Sorry, Tony.
I can't. Oh, I can't. So what I'm thinking is, since we have a scheduled November meeting, maybe sit on this for just a little bit and come together as planning commissioners and board members. We come up with a totally different regular date and time. And we did this in North Hudson, and it did work. I know it's asking a lot of you, but it's only 7 meetings. They are a month apart, so you hopefully won't get sick of me. But that way you don't have to decide right now. But I'll just be back in touch with Mark.
So we'll decide at the October planning commission meeting.
That would be great.
That December date.
Yeah, we'll just tell
You
them,
guys can-
tell them that Nicole shot us down, so we can go back to the drawing board.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad. But
You're gonna
thank
get sick
you.
of me for saying
I won't.
yes, you will.
I love doing
What,
this.
Joey?
Terrible. Anyway, so I'll be in touch, Mark.
Okay.
And just keep in touch about this schedule. But we'll
Okay.
find some dates and times.
Okay. So one last thing, Nicole, real quick. So
Okay.
I talked, or just asked you about the survey.
Yeah.
Can you just put one little blurb together for both that community visioning meeting, and then part of that will be the survey, so that we just put it in the newsletter in one, something we could probably just drop it in there, basically. That would be optimal. Obviously, we'll look it over, and then we'll get that out of here as soon as we can. So.
Absolutely. When do you need this by?
Well, the deal is this.
Tomorrow?
Okay, so it's now Wednesday, we have Thursday and Friday. Next week I'm out,
Okay.
like out of the country.
So you need it tomorrow? What day
Well,
is it?
the bills are gonna go in October.
It's Wednesday.
Probably not, we're thinking this might have to go separate. We just have to get it to the same, the company that does water billing, and then send it out to everybody. But I'm thinking because of the level of this, we probably should do it separate. And so we'd like to get it out next week or the week after when I get back, to get a jump on this. I think that's the conclusion I'm coming to with this.
I can have it to you by tomorrow.
Okay.
No worries.
Could the survey be a QR code?
Yes, it
So if it's a
absolutely.
printed
Do you want me to
out
make
thing-
you a
Put that on?
postcard?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've done postcards for people.
Yeah.
And there's 4 on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. But we don't send them. That's an additional cost to you guys.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
why we're doing it with our
We haven't-
newsletter. We're gonna put an article in the village newsletter, instead of doing a separate card.
Okay, but you want the QR code, I get
Well, I
it.
was thinking maybe that'd be.
If you
easier.
can
Get a
send,
paper
can
You want
you
a
copy.
send
QR
the
code,
copy
yeah.
of that,
Right,
so
somebody
he
taking
can
in
use
the
that postcard and
address.
put it on the.
QR code.
Absolutely. What the QR code is going to be is the project webpage that we developed. And hopefully you guys, I'm not sure if you've seen it. I can't remember if I sent you guys an email with that link.
I did not get that.
Okay, how about after this meeting, I'll send,
Can we put the QR code in the article, like in the newsletter?
yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm,
Yep, I'll send you that with the
Yep.
language tomorrow.
Can we get it on our front page of the paper?
Yes.
Jason will do that for sure.
Yeah, and then next month we'll get a bill for $14,000.
I hope not.
Community development.
we'll do it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Denise.
Yeah.
Mark, can you make sure to note that moving forward that date has to be later.
Yeah, I do have a note. Dave, will you send it?
I'll just tell them that. Well, I'm just gonna do it.
Yes.
So they're gonna.
Okay, that was everything for the planning commission.
Yes, and
Okay.
Police department site plan.
We already talked about it.
We
Yeah,
didn't
makes
approve
sense.
it, or-
We had to approve it. Yeah, I'm
That's
sorry.
right, we did have to.
We have to approve
The
it.
site plan.
You're right, we did that. Thank you.
The planning commission recommended approval.
Yeah.
Yes, they did
Planning Commission
recommend.
recommended approval of the site plan for the police.
So I'll make a motion to approve the site plan for the police department.
Thank you, Matt.
You guys think that we got our variances? Okay.
That was last month, you were gone.
I was gone, I know. Okay, so we got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed. You hear that,
Thank you, Eric, I
Kevin?
forgot.
Decline. Thanks.
Decline.
I didn't even hear anything, I was talking over here.
You're getting the horses back.
Horses?
Oh, you approved it, all right. There we go.
Patrol and
I knew you would, I knew you would.
You got away the monkey head.
Ambulance committee, August 21st, 2025, ambulance committee minutes. Review and approve increase in EMS per capita rates for 2027.
Ashley, you wanna take that?
Yeah, Ashley, take that. Amy, you're still, are you still?
I'm not, Ashley's my replacement, but I think Matt is.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot about you down there. You wanna take that, man?
So, as stated in the minutes, we'd like to approve the per capita rate for 2027, not next year, 2027.
What do we make? We gotta pay for that EMS credit, it's both $2.
Tom, what's the reasoning for $1?
Start creeping it up.
Because it's always been $1 when you increase, or? is
No,
it-
we've been doing percentages, last one was 65 cents.
Right.
Trying to catch up with inflation and get ahead of some stuff. I said just $1. I mean,
So what
it
if we
goes
do
towards
2?
our limit. If you guys wanna do 2, we can.
Then you're a little more ahead and you don't have to raise for a year or two, right?
Well, here's the
No,
biggest
we
deal.
wanna keep raising.
Here's the biggest deal. We got no help from the community on that, but they sure do like our ambulance service. That's superb. And this is about the only way you're gonna get back to them. Like, well, that's what we said a long time ago before we even broke ground. Well, the per cap is gonna go up.
Now, the unfortunate thing when we were looking at a new building was this is only affecting the village of Baldwin. But a lot of villages use our service. And so
Correct.
that's kind of a frustrating part when we were looking at a new building and had a focus session with all of these communities and no one was willing to pay anything for it, but all of their residents want to use it. And so,
Is that what I just said?
Village of Baldwin fee, is that stayed the same the whole
Stays the
time?
same.
Sort of.
I literally just said the same
sort
thing.
of, yeah,
Okay.
maybe I wasn't listening to you, I'm sorry.
Nobody does.
No, I thought you were talking about just the village of Baldwin.
No, like
Oh.
everybody.
You're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
I'll make a motion to increase EMS per capita rates for 2027 to 1765.
Second.
Second.
That's for 26.
No, this is for 27.
We gotta get a
26
year's
is already
notice.
set.
We gotta go a year notice.
Me.
I did, or
And
maybe did.
Lance, give us Lance.
Yes, we can bring that up multiple times. How long?
No. Got a motion and a second. Questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And then, the other item up for discussion was the ambulance. I don't know if the minutes reflect our meeting correctly, but, Tom and the committee discussed, the new ambulance. I don't know if we really had one on order. We had a purchase agreement, right? But that
Yeah, we
was-
were on with Everest, we're on a list.
We were on a list. We had never signed a purchase agreement for.
We never got far enough down to get a bid
Right,
assigned to us.
so we never ordered one.
So, okay.
So the minutes were incorrect, so I don't know if they have to be changed, but,
Yeah, I can change.
we never ordered one. It was discussed by Tom and the committee that, do we need a fourth ambulance? We had kind of a lengthy discussion. Tom recommended that, he doesn't see the need right now. There was maybe a couple times last year.
Yeah, there's
You
a
can
couple
speak
times a
on
year
this,
we
but-
need, there's a couple times a year we need a fourth one. The biggest thing is when we have one down for maintenance, we're down to 2.
Right.
But biggest concern was we just don't have the money in the budget.
Right.
The savings right now to purchase this ambulance, so we're looking at some other things.
And part of that was Tom thought that there was money being put away for an ambulance, and it was found out between Tom and Kim, there was no money.
Remember when we had it a couple, 2023, we gotta go way back when we made that decision to order it, we were told there was a lot of money already in that account, yeah. There's not that much money in that.
Yeah, there's supposed to be like 450,000.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So, we talked
Where'd
about.
that go then? Or it just never existed?
I just think it was never really there, or looking at different things, I don't know. Kim hasn't found anything glaring.
So, it was just talked about at the committee level, bringing it to the board. I want to address, Tom. It wasn't like, the committee's like, Tom, no, you can't get it. We talked about it, and we just decided that budgets are tight, and, we talked about how moving forward, it's probably got a plan that we won't order a new ambulance, we'll start to refurb them, or chassis them, right?
Yeah, we we do the remounts.
Remounts, that's what it's called. So, you know, it's kind of in there, remounts, you know, would be a big cost savings.
And I talked to Everest, the manufacturer, the builder. I just went to say cancel the order. I said, well, we can do is we can put on hold for you for like 2 years, and we'll just sort of, once you keep the top, we'll just keep you 1 or 2 below the top. So the next 2 years you need it, you'll be right there to get it, but you don't wait for your 4 years to get it. So I told them that, and we'll keep them up to date on that, so it's on hold, but we're not obligated to purchase an ambulance.
Right, so it's not like next year we're getting a new ambulance and where are we gonna find the money? Are we starting the fund again?
Yeah, we'll be putting money
We
away.
should start be putting money away either if it's for a new one or for remodels.
Either or, right? Yeah.
Either.
I don't know, my phone must have heard me during the committee meeting, because now I get like St. Paul's doing and they all look great, because you get before and after pictures, so you know, the phone's listening. Yeah, that's true. That was the only other big thing that we talked about that I wanted to make sure the board knew. So.
Well, take that along with Vincent or whatever. So,
Yeah, I can just change them, just, yeah.
we don't need a motion on that. Yeah, Paul's not here, we won't worry about it.
Well, you don't adopt the committee minutes.
Okay. Department reports. Pretty slow month for me. I worked with the Wilson Baldwin a little bit and Johnson Tractor a little bit. Get them squared away with mostly documentation about the agreement kind of stuff. They still have punch list things on 11th, where we can prove that. Didn't make much headway on the infrastructure improvements. Get on that and get that done. You tell them we're not plowing it?
Yeah.
We did, yeah. Nice. Told them that the utilities in there and the street are theirs until they're approved by the village, including some. Yeah. See if they move a little bit faster on it. Right. I think that's about it. Mitch?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, project is seeming to move slowly, I would say.
I think it's in reverse.
I wouldn't say that far.
Stalled.
Torrential downpour yesterday caused a lot of havoc. A lot of cleanup items addressed and pedestrian access bettered because it's been lacking the whole time. So that's daily, and we've been trying to push that forward and make it a higher priority for them by different means, I guess. Other than that, I would say it's not looking like they're gonna meet their contract deadline at this point, so it's just something we should keep in mind. And
What is the contract deadline again?
October 7th is
Is
currently.
that paved?
That's, yeah,
Base course?
everything done. That's the end of the 120 day.
Resto too?
Yep, it's supposed to be. I mean, there might be lingering punch list items, but they should have had everything done.
I'm assuming that you have a list of like, you know, the actual rain days and the actual days that we pulled them to work on that bridge, so we have some ammo. Cause I'm gonna hold them LBs.
Yeah, and we'll have
I'm not messing around. We should have done it to Stout. I got shot down. He was in the back barking.
I kind of chatted about that, just thinking about that today with our contract and specification guy at the office. And liquidated damages seem hard to enforce a lot of times unless we can prove some sort of cost to the village inquired, which I've seen it happen where contractors have paid, like if an expense, for example, for you guys would be our cost to be out there another month, whatever it may be past that, and I've seen them.
The cost of the village is not letting a resident hasn't had their car in the garage since June 3rd.
It just becomes a lot of legal, it could become that, so we need to keep that in mind, and if we're gonna
Bring it
pursue
on.
it, so, yep, just.
Just another day, put my name on it, sue me.
So,
Yep.
otherwise, we're trying to keep it on the rails and keep it moving.
Okay. Thanks. Graham?
I'm just gonna expand on what Mitch just said about the Ninth Avenue a little bit. Excel Energy, subcontracted Michaels, to move all the electric poles, which we were kind of waiting for some of the projects to keep going because they had to be moved for other things to happen. So once that happened, it helped immensely. Not that we didn't have stuff to do, but it just made the next step possible. So storm sewer right now is about mid-block between Florence and Oak Street. That's as far as they've got with it. That's mostly due to their services and whatnot. They have to get in beyond that, so they can't really install it yet. The water is actually installed all the way up 9th Avenue to Maple and stubbed out on Oak to the east. Oak Street's what they have left for water to install, the water main. So one block, the rest of it's installed. On 9th Avenue between Florence and Oak, or Florence and Maple, I guess, 2 blocks worth. Water's turned on in there, waiting for a safe sample so we can turn it on for use for the public. When you go through there, you'll see Maple Street sidewalks installed. The sewer on 9th Avenue is pretty much done all the way up to Maple. So the sewer we got left then would be, sewer main left would be on 8th Avenue on Oak Street, like a half block. So we're getting closer. There's quite a few laterals they got to hook up yet, water and sewer. They're working on it as they go here. Obviously, like Mitch said, the rain didn't help yesterday. It made it a soupy mess. They did get 9th Avenue from the park about halfway up towards Florence there to break a rock today at least. So they're working on building the road back up. So that first block, I don't know, in another couple days, hopefully, or week, we'll be back to gravel grade and passable again. So those people can, the residents can get to their driveways. We've been televising and jetting the sewer mains, and the quick yearly cleaning of lift stations with our normal guy that we use for that was done late August. The hailstorm damage in the hockey building roof is currently being completed, repaired. I just got prices back from the other contractors on food pantry, Newton Street building, and the Bailey Park gazebo. So I just forwarded those on to the adjuster, and he's going to recommend we use the lowest bidder. So it's, I would say 45,000 to 50,000 roughly is what the reshingling of those, and a little bit of siding on both Newton Street and the food pantry had siding issues. Cyclone fence is going to repair the tennis court fence. Are still a couple weeks out. Originally, Lance and I had talked about possibly beefing it up. So I just found this out the other day that each event is a $5,000 deductible we have. So it'd be the hailstorm would be one event, the windstorm would be another. We only have about $3,500 worth of damage from the wind, so there's really no point in us filing a claim. And $500 of it comes from the Newton Street well. The siding got ripped off the very top portion of it, and then $3,000 for that fence. Talked to Dale Crowley from the pickleball club. They weren't really too gung-ho on paying that additional amount anyway to beef it up, the additional $3,000. So I think we're just going to fix it as is and go from there. They weren't too gung-ho on paying for that.
No, but they have no problem putting their wind fence that actually knocked it down.
Right.
Because it caught the wind.
So that's just not going to have to, it can't be put back up there, I guess.
There you go.
We're going to have to tell them because it's not designed for that.
Yep.
Hydrant flushing began this last week, and valve exercising. We're required to do exercise valves throughout the town, so we've been doing that. The walking path on 12th Avenue from the EMS driveway, I guess you'd call it, up to the 12th Avenue, Pleasant Avenue intersection up there has been installed. There was a bridge back in that area. It was on our right-of-way easement, whatever you want to call it back there. We took it, put some new wood on it because it had no wood on it. Put it back out there, and when we were putting it back out there, a gentleman that owns the Flexo Print building area, land and building, notified us that it's his bridge actually. So he did offer to sell it to us, so we'll have to discuss that since we already installed it and put it in there. We did some curb gutter sidewalk, catch basin work over on 14th by the school. a little bit by the food pantry and down on Curtis Street by Mr. Eric Harmon's house. Rich has been continuously sweeping the streets, did the construction debris. We had some spray patching done up on Hillcrest, Hillside Circle and Willow Street. So we swept all that up. Microsurfacing up in those areas I just mentioned happened today. So that's a road treatment. It was completed today. They were gonna do it yesterday, but the weather, it rained, so they knew rain was coming, so they couldn't do it. We had our line painting for all the crosswalks, parking and whatnot throughout the village done early August, right before school started. And Jeremy has been continuing to troubleshoot communication issues and general operation issues at the sewer plant. What I mean by that is he's having issues with the ditch. Some of the technology up there just functioning how it's supposed to, so he's got to run it by hand, kind of in a hand mode. Still functions and everything, but it's just super frustrating for him because you can't run it how you're supposed to run it. So it's kind of been a never-ending thing, and he's working through it. He's doing a really good job. Just it's super frustrating in that regard. Sand filters, those actuators. If you guys remember, we got actuators installed. They kept breaking. Well, they found out they were undersized for what they're needed. So it's no cost to us, but they're gonna put the correct size actuators in there for the sand filter, which is for phosphorus removal. And it sounds like they're gonna show up in around November and then be installed by Aher and whoever the subcontractor that installed them in the first place is. And that's about it.
Willow Street looks really nice, it was done today.
Yeah. So we're trying to help those roads survive a little longer without needing blacktop, so we microsurface them. I know it's a pain for the residents when it happens, but it's a pretty short.
Whoever did it was quiet and efficient.
Yeah, it's a
and
pretty
I
short
didn't even notice it.
time frame, so it turns around pretty quick and it looks really good when they're done. So.
Thanks, Grant. Yep.
All right. Provided the numbers for calls for service and cases and traffic contacts to look at. Pretty standard in range. I guess kind of community public sessions, fraud awareness. We did a couple sessions with the chamber, and we had local businesses, banks. St. Croix Electric was there. It was a good experience, you know, to work with the local businesses, and we kind of learned a lot from that, and then also created some awareness. School safety, of course, community engagement. We went into the schools as well, and also talked about, we did a hidden in plain sight, just to kind of expose parents, for parents only, to the dangers of what could be hidden in your kid's bedroom or house. If you haven't gone through it, it's kind of interesting, so I recommend if you have kids, go through it. Also talked about internet safety with pretty much everyone. Technology upgrades, we have to purchase a couple new computers so they're compatible with county system, works well with those and the upgrades that they're doing. Also with firearms and equipment, we'll be replacing our department handguns here shortly, as they're due for that, and also our patrol rifles. Kind of try to introduce maybe a rifle buyback program, so you can individualize each officer with a firearm that they eventually can own themselves when they retire or resign or wherever this takes them. Staffing and training, Officer Myers is near completion or is completed with his field training program. He's performing very well, doing a good job. I also have Officer Van Summeren, who is doing really well in the academy. He's getting high marks in the academy, so that represents our department qual. They're related somehow, yeah. Actually, nobody knows, but they are related, maybe. Other than that, any questions for me? All right.
I guess one question, you guys, budget's gonna look at this blocks, right? Cameras. Highly recommend you put this on. That's all I'm gonna say on that. We've talked about it. I told you I'd push for it. I think this is a great idea.
Yep.
So, if you guys have any more questions about flags, you can call Kevin someday. He'll give you a great presentation on it. So
They do have, they actually have started the process a little bit, but they give us a free trial period, so we're gonna try it out. And it's at no cost or obligation to us. They'll take them out if we don't approve it through budget, so.
okay.
Yeah. So I figured I'd just get the ball rolling on
And you were looking at 4 cameras?
We're gonna start with 6.
6.
Yep.
Thanks, Kevin.
So August was a normal month, 132 calls for service, so sort of plugging along there. I don't have much other stuff to talk about since we already had some other things on committee and stuff, but we did, for staffing, we did hold interviews for Andrew's spot. We interviewed 3 good candidates. It was a very hard decision to choose among them, but what you guys saw earlier, Courtney came out on that. So she'll be starting in Andrew's spot here, taking on his duties within the next couple weeks. We'll be rotating our schedule to that. So that'll free up a full-time paramedic spot. We'll move Ashley back down that in there temporarily just to cover that until we figure out what to do there. Public events and education stuff, we did work with the Fire Explorers on CPR and some first aid. I think they competed at the Minnesota State Fair and got 5th. But it's not like we did okay. They did okay there. They got lost a point or 2 for their AED because the first thing they did was turn it on. According to that one, they're supposed to plug the pads in, which it goes against AHA rules, but whatever. I would argue that if I was there for them. But so that was good. There was a lot of good group of kids working there. We are all out at a football game on Friday nights. It's been a good year so far between Central and Baldwin. So we'll keep that up for the rest of the year. We had a cross-country meet last Saturday. We had crews out there for that. GEMT, that Medicaid reimbursement, that was supposed to see funds in August for 2023. Well, we're into September and haven't seen any funds yet. Reimbursement. I did get some communication with them earlier this week. They need me to re-sign a form because they changed the form format. When I submitted it, I submitted that form, and now they said, oh, we changed the format, you gotta resubmit it. So I resubmitted that right away, so I guess we wait again. So I'll let you know as soon as we see the first check from that, if we ever see it.
This was that deal that Evers was at the station?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been delayed lots of times, so we'll see. But that's all I got.
Broken promises.
Pretty bad when we can't get the check and who was there. It's a get the check.
You got it?
I got it! It came on Monday. I was so excited. You should have asked Ron. So those of you that were here last month, you learned that we did a poll at National Night Out. The product that is going across the table is what the people were voting on the topic for. It is a Indiegogo. Dinosaurs. It is a video. It's in a book. And so we were so excited to see me Monday. Like, it came, but then they forgot the power cord, so they expedited a power cord to me. So there is. If you open it up, there's buttons on the first page. There'll be a stop. It automatically starts playing when you open the book. You can adjust volumes. You can skip tracks. It's also full of information. This is the first one of these within the Moore system. So we're on the cutting edge of this. This is so cool. I don't think it'll stay on the shelf once we get it out there. So.
Is that a normal 3-week though?
No, that will be a 2-week and it will not go out within courier. You have to pick up and drop off at the Baldwin Library. Just part of that is due to the cost, and part of that is I don't know that the video, how well that would hold up going through our courier system. They can be kind of rough on books as they're sorting them.
I better take this home for my son.
Right after you show me your library card, I have the process.
Library card? Yeah. Can you check it out?
So, September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month, Lance. You should stop on in and get one.
Mike's got one.
You don't have a library?
I think is it a family one?
You can have a family one.
I think she has a family one then.
Okay, so as soon as I have it processed, I'll let you know. It has to go through and get a barcode and do some processing with it before it's out. I expect it to be out by the end of next week. So.
Yeah, she's
We had the Kids Artist Market, the first annual one. It held at the Baldwin Farmers Market. We had 7 artists. We ended up doing it over 2 weekends because the first weekend was rainy and there wasn't a good turnout, and I wanted the kids to be successful, so we added another weekend. We had 151 kids that signed up for summer reading. 85 of them completed it. We offered 13 programs and had 483 participants. For our adult summer reading, we gave out 31 sheets. It was kind of a read by, we took the theme from Color Our World, made 4 different colored dots. We took the hard letters for the author's last name. They got 2 entries into our drawing. We had 20 people submit tickets. And some of them had completed the whole sheet, so you could get like 16 tickets or something if you had completed the whole sheet. We had displays in both the middle school and high school at the open houses. And then we did have a man table in the elementary school. We were handing out book bags to the kids, promoting our fall family programming, and our survey. Fall programming, it did start this week. We started with children and family. And then we're going to look at some after-hour teen programming. Teens prefer to come, based on what I've learned, teens prefer to come after hours and offer food. So we're going to offer food. I think pizza, pop, we'll feed them, they'll show up. This is what I've been told. We'll see. We're working on some partnering with the school. I'm hoping to get into some of the classrooms to read stories to the younger kids, maybe promote some of the books in some of the older classrooms. We have a Star Lab coming. We partnered with Hammond, Woodville, and Glenwood City. We have Star Lab. This is a dome that's coming at the end of the month. And we have 3 sessions, and you can see the night sky in this big dome. We're doing it in the town of Hammond's Village Hall because we needed a nice tall ceiling. Nobody had tall enough ceilings except them. So, I'll be at a director's retreat in October. And 3 of the 5 staff signed up for a staff retreat in October also. Questions? And where'd my book end up?
Just relax, just relax a little bit here.
So, when does this go on the shelf?
I will make sure that you have a hold on.
I'll have Michelle come down and get it tomorrow morning.
I won't make that. I don't
No?
make it tomorrow afternoon. I need Cheryl to process it first.
Friday?
Friday.
Okay.
I'll prioritize it for you.
Okay. Thanks. Marcus.
Yeah. Okay, so.
You have like 3 minutes.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so first item is downtown wayfinding signs. So we submitted an application and a sign design from TAPCO. And I got a call or a letter or an email from Madison saying that the state has to put them in, and the state says, here's the signs. So anyway, what we're working on now is, okay, so the signs, Graham and I looked at the sign options, and what we're talking about that Graham thinks would fit from a size standpoint is 1 foot high by 5 foot long, which is like the smallest size of all the examples we had, okay? So the other question, the big question is, where are we gonna put them? So southbound on 63, you can see on this picture, when you're coming south, there's a pretty good spot that Graham's gone out and did this, so by. In the parking lot of Quick Trip, there's kind of an area there where the sign could be put in.
Food pantry. The food pantry.
I'm sorry. No, the old Quick Trip.
Well, you should have said old. Or you just say the Baldwin Community Food Pantry.
Yeah, and what's even worse is I'm the board of that. Anyway, okay, but the bigger question is northbound, where to put it, because Graham, one place you looked at was just past the intersection.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not super excited. I'd like to see it before cars get there, but the question is, where should it go? Where can it go? So that's kind of our quandary right now. Graham, I know you're going to look at this some more.
Yeah, the thing with where it's in there, it's in landscape, so it's kind of doesn't add an extra pole or anything like that. That has to be driven around, maintained around, anything like that. if you go to the south there, it's just hard to find a good spot to really put it, I feel, but, yeah.
That's not, yeah, but is the Quick Trip sign pole and everything still there?
Yep.
Is there a way to it's so dark down there, would be a way to utilize that pole and have a lighted sign? You know, I'm throwing
I don't know, I mean,
a wrench in it.
DOT said that it's gotta be a state manufactured sign, they bill us for the cost, it's like $250 a sign. And it's gotta be through them, they put it in.
Because it's on the highway?
Yep.
They go on a light pole.
It could go on our, we have the poles there, that's kind of part of the thought too, is we got the poles for the banner, or the old Quick Trip sign would actually probably be better on that side, just because of where it's located and room and all that. I don't know if you can throw it on light poles. Those technically accelerate.
Oh, if they're XLs, you can't do that, because then we get yelled at to put Christmas lights on them.
Yep.
I don't know, there's a traffic sign. What happened to the spots where the old stoplight poles were at?
Aren't those the street lights ours? Because that street light, that pole is right, you know, right after our office there, that'd be a good spot to put it on.
There's already a turn lane signs on that pole, so there's some traffic indicator or something.
Yep. Yeah, if they let us be on there, I guess. I guess it's their
That
doing
pole
it,
is
so-
south of Main Street. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would rather see it south before cars actually hit the intersection to turn, but,
Because it's wayfinding for the Main Street.
yeah, it says just downtown businesses.
Yeah, because so would we want that, like, before?
Right, that's my point.
Well, actually,
Well, the north, the southbound, when you go southbound, it would be different, but when you go north,
It'd have to be high enough that they
that's
won't
what
hit
we're
their
trying
head
to
on
find
it.
out.
There are a couple poles, just looking at, they're looking at in the GPS there, south of there, but the only problem is gonna be if it's only 1 foot and it's 5 foot long, it's gonna be sticking out quite a ways. We'd have, yeah.
Semi guys will come through and just whacks it.
Well, this, here, right there, it'll take the whole thing.
The other problem becomes, on like those, we have flags, and then we have our banners that go in there. I don't know if that would work either, but.
Yeah, and, you know, we'll keep looking at it, but then DOT's got to approve where it goes. Yeah,
You can go on new posts. Right.
well, they would put the posts in.
Yeah, why can't we do that?
There is green space by the muffler shop parking lot there, you could maybe have it fit in there somehow, but on a new pole. Just to the south of
Over there, can get
the intersection.
Yeah.
Your fast is 3 minutes. Table it. Yeah.
Well,
We don't have a good spot for it. Or do you need any action by the signs or anything?
no, we just want to keep the board plugged in.
Sure.
All right, WEDC grant was formally approved, I think it's $104,000 for the Masonic Lodge building. 2026 budget update, Kim and I are working with the departments. We'll have 3 of the departments by the end of next week. We'll have met with her. I won't be meeting with Graham, but Kim will. And I'll follow up when I come back, but we're gonna meet with Kevin and Tom Friday. And then our goal is to have a budget committee meeting sometime in early October. So, just gonna think about, or look at your calendar.
Okay.
And start rolling on that, because we have to have that wrapped up by November 14th, and we can't go past that this year. I'm just saying that. And then the chamber update, you have the news for the chamber agenda and information from the August meeting. The chamber is going to hold, I'm sorry, Carrie, is this Coffee's On? Do I have that right? Thank you. Coffee's On is going to be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. And then there will be their board meeting, they'll be meeting in here tomorrow at 9 a.m. So. And the last thing I have is I'll be gone, as I said, next week. So.
Board approved?
What are you gonna do, man?
This development agreement, you guys did this last month?
No, actually, that was approved months ago. All right. Yeah, that was formally approved.
Yeah, I think that the wayfinding sign, we need to look into that a little bit more.
That's what it said.
Streets and buildings committee.
You guys look at
That would be the streets.
I could
You should do it at streets and buildings committee.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
So pass it on there.
We'll have to do an on-site meeting.
Yeah.
Here I thought it was gonna be an easy thing, and it's like,
No. Anything else?
Graham, how long before we get a new crosswalk sign?
The part's already in, it says 3 to 4 weeks of before delivery.
That was the one that got knocked down.
Yep.
And were they coming back and fixing those others, like lights or something?
Yep, when they come back to put it up, we're gonna have them put them on the correct side. Just gotta be on both sides. Yep.
Made it a whole week.
and,
Anything else?
etc.
No. Move to 9:28.
Crosswalk,
Yeah. Meeting adjourned. Hey Chad, you're gonna do next month because didn't you do it like 45 minutes last month?
Yeah.
Yeah. We went back to 3 hours.
Just payback for last month.
So we had 2 flat months.
Yeah, I was saying, pretty easy.
After all of our conversations.